listening to the Friendswood High School Mustangs on the MCS Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Hometown Bank, Select Spine and Sports Medicine, JSC Federal Credit Union, Gen RG, Montz and Mayer Dental Group, and by RE/MAX. And now, the voice of the Mustangs, Kirk and Justin Lowe.
And welcome in to Bronco Stadium for the inaugural broadcast of MCS Sports Friendswood Mustang High School football. And let me just tell you, whether you're a first-time listener, long-time radio lover of football, it doesn't matter. It's Friday night in the state of Texas. There's not a better way to spend it than right here in beautiful Dayton, Texas. Watch the Friendswood Mustangs 2018 season get underway here on the road at Bronco Stadium. I am Kirk Lowe, joined by, as always, my sidekick and partner, Justin Lowe. Justin, welcome back to another season of football.
Happy to be back, ready to get things underway tonight.
Absolutely. I tell you what, a new season and a whole new, just everything for Friendswood this year, and it all starts with a brand new, not only a new district, we got a whole new classification. No more 6A football.
Absolutely, down into 5A. A lot of teams think that would be a big advantage, dropping from 6A to 5A, but this district is absolutely loaded.
No doubt about it. I tell you what, we were talking about that with Coach Koopman yesterday. You go from 24 to 6A, you know what you get. Now it's brand new. The teams in this district are loaded. The only team that wouldn't have made the playoffs last year was Shadow Creek. They weren't even varsity eligible last year. It's going to be a battle every Friday night, and that's what you got to love as a football fan. For Friendswood, they're coming in tonight, Justin, with a lot of replacements from last season. That team that went 3 rounds deep in the playoffs, great shot to go all the way, lost to the eventual state champ Cy-Fair down in your neck of the woods at Cougar High, and now you're going to replace a lot of players, especially on that defense.
Yeah, absolutely. The defense is definitely going to see some bumps in the road starting off. But this is a chance for some of those guys that are fighting for that spot to make a name for themselves tonight. I mean, a lot of question marks on defense. But there's not a question mark. Luke Durden, quarterback, and he is coming in with some high expectations. Had an excellent start to the season last year. Only played 4 games and put up some astronomical numbers for just a true freshman.
Yeah, I know, and you and I still talk about that from what we saw last year, Justin. That was amazing for a kid who, weeks prior to his first real start, was still trying to find his way around campus. He comes out there, shreds up Alvin, and then leads his team 3 rounds deep in the playoffs. An amazing story, and how excited it is to know that he has 3 more years. I've watched him the last couple of scrimmages, seen him over the summer. This kid's got an arm. You know, his only concern for me is just taking the hits at this level. You know, he showed he could last year, got a little stronger, but there's no doubt about it, his accuracy and his arm strength are second to none.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing really holding Durden back right now is just his size, just because he's so young. You know, last year having mom and dad still dropping him off to school.
Yeah, and you know what? And mom and dad, you're probably still dropping off school right now, and that's okay. We hope you get him there every day, because we want that kid going. He is going to be the leader of this team this year for sure. We're going to listen to the national anthem here from the Dayton High School Band, and then we'll be ready to go. We're about 8 minutes from kickoff. This is the Pinnacle Construction pregame show, brought to you by Pinnacle Construction, owned by Cody Owen. Said she's just here in the commercial part. Are you on yet? Are we streaming? Okay. I'll play, man.
Something's a little weird with the audio, though, currently. It's not coming from your guys' mics. so I'm trying to figure out what that is because it's currently picking up on the laptop.
This is your
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Broncos will kick off to start the football game. For those that are new to the stadium, in case you haven't noticed the brand new scoreboard, we're going to be doing some things throughout the game to help emphasize that scoreboard. Up here by the press box, right below me, we have a camera. And at various times during the game, if you want to end up on that video board, we're going to need you to.
And welcome back to Bronco Stadium, where we are just getting ready to kick off. We just had the captain meeting at midfield. Justin, who are the captains tonight for Friendswood?
We had number 1, senior Austin Alvarez. Number 2, sophomore Luke Gurdon. Senior, number 7, Luke Revere. And senior, number 54, big Mike Gibson.
Dayton did win the toss. They will choose to kick off, and we're going to start this thing off with Zach Zamora and Austin Alvarez back deep. Mustangs tonight will be going left to right on your computer screen. They are in their blue pants, icy white jerseys, and the nice bright white brand new Rydell helmets. I'm just going to throw Rydell. I'm guessing on that. What would you say?
I'd have to agree.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your support. Dayton is in purple with their white pants and the purple stripe down the sides. Dayton's got a large group of guys, and they are led tonight on defense by the Texas A&M commit, R.J. Aribo, 6'7", 225. You can't miss him out there on the field. Friendswood Mustangs, football is underway. The kick is off, and the kick is going to go short. Looks like it's going to be fielded right at the 19-yard line. Return to the 25 up to the 30-yard line. That is going to be Christian Lee, the former quarterback, now receiver / tight end / just athlete. He can do it all.
Yeah, agreed. Christian's really came in, shown a good attitude. I mean, lost his spot to an incredible Luke Garden, who's really shown out. But Christian is now going to be one of the most versatile weapons on this offense. He's really been showing out at his wide receiver, tight end position.
Absolutely. And of course, you mentioned Luke Garden. Here he comes out on the field. Again, he's got a strong group of receivers. Justin, I think one of the keys this year is going to be that offensive line. You got a good group of returners, but there's some holes to fill as well. Can they protect the young sophomore Garden? Starting tailback beside him is Colton Halata. Halata on the handoff. Halata got a little room, 35-40. Nice run by Halata. That's going to be a pickup of about 8, giving Friendswood a 2nd and 2. Ball be spotted right at the 41-yard line in Friendswood territory.
Yeah, solid carry just off of the left side right there for Halata, and that is his first run this year. You know, he's playing cornerback last year, converted over to running back, and that is a heck of a start.
You know what? He's got a good backup, too, in Luke Revere. A whole different kind of runner. Luke Revere's put his head down and go. We'll see him in action tonight as well. Garden, a little movement up front. Garden drops the snap, but it doesn't matter. That play is blown dead as one of the offensive linemen got a little antsy here.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure they came across.
They're going to come
right
across.
There.
They sure
did. Yeah, they came across. Friendswood just reacting right there. Got a couple of Dayton D linemen on the hard count right there, and that's a first down for the Friendswood Mustangs right there.
Yeah, Dayton does have a good-looking D line. And, again, we talked about Aribo a minute ago, outside linebacker for Texas A&M commit. Looks like they're going to probably put him down more of on that end and let him kind of rush in there. Again, he got 6'7". Coaches, you can't teach that. Garden barking it out. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Hand out to Halata, left side. Got a hole. Got to be Broadway. Thought he was going to break that. Got about 4 yards in that carry right up to midfield.
Looks like he had Miles Morgan right there on the pole getting a big jump out front. Halata just got tangled up in some traffic right there. Looked like that play had some potential, but still picked up a solid gain of 4.
You know, one thing, speaking of the offensive line, we saw a lot of last year. Looking forward to seeing that. They do like to pull those guards, and one of those guys is Mike Gibson, big Mike up there. He does a good job of just putting some stone on some of those DNs. Garden.
We're going to have a false start right there. It looked like it was on Christian Lee getting a little antsy on that O-line. He was rocking back a little too quick. Probably worried about Aribo on the edge right there, trying to get that drop step on him.
Absolutely. Yeah, he does make Christian Lee look small, and Lee goes about 6'4". They're going to back us up now. It's going to bring them back to the 40, right about the 45-yard line.
And, you know, that happens in first game of the season. You're going to see a lot of flags tonight. Some teams still working the kinks out.
Absolutely. In right now is going to be Alex Fluellen. The Flues coming in. It's going to be split out to the left side. Got Zamora and Alvarez down, twins on the right. Lee kind of in that tight. We're going to say he's a tight end right now. They'll move him all around. Lee off to the right side. Garden, some more movement. Another flag. Free play. Garden gets it. Caught. That's going to be caught by Alex Fluellen. Ball is down to the 35-yard line.
Dayton right there really shooting themselves in the foot, giving Garden a free play. He's going to take the deepest route available and connects with Fluellen.
It's going to be a 1st and 10 now. Mustangs on the drive. First series of 2018. So far, so good for Friendswood. Again, I know one thing that some of the coaches have said is Friendswood's going to want to score a lot of points. Give that defense a chance to learn the ropes. You got a lot of new players in that secondary. Offset is Halata. Movement again. That's the 4th time we've seen movement up front. And it's another false start this time for Friendswood.
Well, it looks like they're going to split the difference.
Yes, they are. Again, you've got a good group of senior receivers and Christian Lee, who's a junior, coming back this year for the Mustangs. A lot of experience in that receiving core. That makes it nice, a little bit more comfortable for Luke Garden. And they're going to back him up now to the 40-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 15 for the Mustangs. Just underway here from Bronco Stadium, 9:40 and counting. here. Tonight's first quarter brought to you by GenRG and Remax. Halata offset to the left. Gurdon back to pass. Gurdon got a man over the top. It's going to be overthrown. Looking for number 6, Christian Lee. Just a little too much juice in that ball. That's just a young man excited for the first Friday night of the year right there.
Oh, absolutely. Gurdon to Lee hookup is going to be something you hear a lot this season. Unfortunately, did not happen right there. Just a little too much on it from the young Gurdon. Lee, a big target, but sailed it just a couple feet over his head right there.
No worries. 2nd and 15 now for the Mustangs. Halata still in at tailback. Offset to Gurdon's left. Got a trips bunch set up top. Halata runs opposite side to the right, trying to get outside. He cannot get outside, and he is brought down for a loss. Going to be brought down right at the 44-yard line.
By Robinson right there on
Robinson.
The takedown. Oh, Big Mike absolutely flattened Rebo right there. A&M commit, he does not care one bit. He's taking no chances. He's laying them all out.
Big Mike says, give me on some of that A&M film, please. Let those coaches see me. Big Mike's listed, I think, 305. And I'm not going to argue with him on that one. Big Mike can move. And, again, you've got someone right next to him, Rod Hutchison, as well. Got a good group of senior offensive linemen and Big James Davis off to that side as well. Halata off to the right. Gurdon barks it out. Gurdon looking for Alvarez, makes a move. He's hit from behind. Just as he releases, that ball is going to fall dead. Alvarez made a nice move that time. Gurdon had him for that corner route, just didn't have enough time on that backside as Gurdon gets hit.
Yeah, I love the route right there, trying to get past the sticks. I mean, just did not have the time. I think he would have had him if Rebo not quite have gotten there.
And we're going to have a first punting situation for Friendswood. Looks like Russell Langston coming in to do the kicking duty for the Mustangs. He will, let's see, the ball set on the Bronco 43-yard line. Langston gathers it up. Nice kickoff to the left side. That's going to be returnable. Ball's caught on the 12, 15. Right about the 20-yard line, he is brought down. So Dayton will start their first offensive drive of the season. And just we now get a chance to see that young Friendswood defense led by number 35, Jackson Stevens. You're going to have Dane Roney in there, probably the most experienced in that linebacking crew from last year. But you're going to have a sophomore linebacker, Jackson Stevens, starting off tonight for the Friendswood Mustangs.
Yeah, Roney is definitely going to bring some leadership experience, just a junior.
First play, handoff of the middle, swarmed by the Mustangs. Look like Tinger's in there. Also, you've got Grayson Merritt in that DN spot.
Jonathan Farrell
as well.
Up front. Looked like he was also in on that tackle.
Again, you've got a new secondary this year. You got Tostado, you got Sanchez. We'll get to the rest of them in a second. Quick pass. Oh, that could be. Well, I tell you what.
Wow, that could have been intercepted right there.
Was that Yawn?
Yeah, that was JP Yawn. If he's looking the right way, that's an easy pick six. Trying to run, it looked like a swing route, but the running back just came running straight out of the backfield. It was an interesting route design right there. Running back didn't see it coming. Yawn didn't see it coming, and if he did, that was 6 for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Yawn just playing his position, just did not see the ball. Look, same way. This time pressure. He's going to be brought down for a sack. That's going to be brought back to the 16-yard line.
You had Tinger in on that initial pressure brought by Elliott Spiller from the end position. Spiller flushed him out. Tinger hold him up, and Spiller finished him off for a big-time sack and a drive ender.
Spiller, just a sophomore, along again with Jackson Stevens, another sophomore starter this year for the Mustangs. Dayton punting deep. Punter on the 5-yard line. Looks like we're going to have Colton Halata right at the midfield stripe. This one's going to be way short.
Not exactly a booming punt right there.
No, not at all. It's going to be Friendswood ball on the Dayton 40-yard line. Nice break that time for Friendswood. We're going to take a quick break with them. We're going to come right back here on MCS Sports Broadcast. Welcome back to Broncos Stadium here from Dayton, Texas. 0-0, 7:32 here in the first quarter. Halata with the ball in the middle. Halata got a little room. He's going to be brought down close to that first down marker, maybe just inside the 30-yard line. It is going to be second and short.
Yeah, second and short. That's just a classic halfback dive up the middle right there, and Halata is really just getting whatever he wants right now. Absolutely. And this is the down and distance inside of the field where you can take a shot to the end zone right here. The way Halata's running, a third and short does not scare Koopman off in his play calling, but this could definitely be a shot to the end zone.
Again, you have Alvarez. Alvarez had 4 touchdowns in 2 scrimmages. Alvarez, the decoy. Zamora on a little screen route. It's going to be a first down and then some down to the 23-yard line of the Broncos. Friendswood in good shape here. 6:56 left in the first quarter. 0-0 ball game.
Yeah, easy swing route right there. Gurdon connecting with Zamora. Alvarez clearing it out as a decoy, but then blocking downfield. Zamora had all kinds of space, got brought down for a gain of 8.
You're going to have Lee offset to the left side. Looks like Flew is going to be slot. You're going to have Zamora in the slot on the right. Alvarez going to hand it off to Halata. Halata's been having a lot of room. Offensive line doing a great job of opening some holes. Give that man 5 yards.
O-line giving some credit, but I saw Zamora right there with the pancake block as well towards the end of that play, freeing up space for Halata. And Halata's right around averaging 6-7 yards a carry right now.
Absolutely. And right now, Friendswood is in for the first time of the season, the hometown bank of Friendswood red zone. 6:33 left here in the first quarter. 2nd and 4 for the Stangs. Trips to the left. Single receiver Alvarez. Watch for Alvarez in the back of the end zone, but Halata got the carry. Halata 15-10 down to the 9-yard line. Enough for a first down. They are inside the 10.
Follow your boy, Big Mike. He'll take you where you want to go.
Absolutely.
They love pulling him, and he's looking a lot faster than I would have thought. He is moving.
Oh, yeah, absolutely is. Again, we're going to have, looks like Flew is coming off. Alex Flewellen. Alvarez offset to the right. Going to have a tight formation. Lee in there tight end. Got that double tight right now. Halata up the middle. Halata still churning. Halata brought down by 3. Going to give him about 2 yards on that carry. Going to bring up 2nd and about 6 now for the Mustangs.
Up in this red zone right here, this is when you're going to see some big boy action. Christian Lee going to be a prime target this year down inside the 10.
Absolutely. You know, again, if Halata needs to breathe, you've got a good, strong running back in Luke Revere who can also come in and do some damage. This is kind of his place of the field right there. Likes to get down and dirty. Twin receivers to both sides. Halata offset to the left of Gurdon. Gurdon barks it out. Fakes to Halata. Got a little screen pass out to Christian Lee. Touchdown, Mustangs. Christian Lee from Gurdon. 6 yards and a score.
Not saying I called it, but that's Christian Lee right there for 6. He's going to get a lot of those connections this year, and he looked good right there. The defender had a shot to take him down. Lee with a nice juke inside and an easy 6 for the Mustangs.
First person up cheering, Christian Lee's dad down there with a little one. That's a happy dad. I tell you what, Christian Lee, remember, Justin, just a junior. That combination will be good for 2 years.
Absolutely, only going up from here.
Kick by Alvarez. It does go through.
Mr. Do-It-All.
A little shaky, but it went through. Friendswood 7, Dayton 0. We're going to take a quick break. Be right back here on MCS Sports Network. And welcome back to Broncos Stadium here from Dayton, Texas. Game 1 of the 2018 football season. Friendswood on top early of Dayton 7-0. Friendswood's had the ball twice. Dayton 1 time. Alvarez will again do the kickoff duties for Friendswood right now. We'll see if that continues for the season. Alvarez puts a foot into it. Nice kick. That's going to go back to the 8-yard line. It's going to be returned to 10. Now it's back to the 8. Now 10, 15, 20. Got a little room to the sideline. Right out of bounds, right at the 22-yard line of Dayton.
Trey Mapp doing some serious tracking right there. starting from the right side of the field, blowing his man up, chasing him all the way and forcing him out at the 22-yard line. A lot of running, but not a lot of yardage.
Absolutely not. So for Friendswood, again, defense did a great job first series, especially for that young defense. You know, you've got a couple guys up front, just you've got Tinger, and I tell you who I like, when we saw the first series was that young sophomore, Elliott Spiller, that DN position. Dayton trips to the left side, single receiver up top to the right. Pass off. Oh, that's going to be dropped.
Oh, man, that ball was close to being live. I mean, well, I don't know. It must have been slightly forward because the ball's laying on the ground at the 18-yard line right there. That's pretty close. Excellent job right there by number 22, Tostado. I mean, being aware, hopping on that ball, because that easily could have been Mustangs football. That was a matter of inches right there.
Again, Dayton runs this spread off as they're spread again. Doubles formation. Nail back to pass. Nail trying to find some run room. He is going to be still on his feet.
Ball's out.
Oh, it's picked up by Dayton. No way. Ball's on the 28-yard line. That came right to Kane Rogers. Was in the right place at the right time.
Wow, that was an absolute cluster right there. Dayton almost turned the ball over on 2 consecutive plays, but somehow it is third and short.
It's going to be third and short for all
that.
that.
Down marker says second, but it's third down and 4.
Hand up this time up the middle. Got some run room, 35-40. Brought down to the 43-yard line is number 12, Tyrus Brooks, junior running back in Dayton. Then they are hurrying this thing up.
Yeah, and that's going to hurt a young defense still trying to get these play calls in. Some look a little winded right now, but they need to get their hand down, set up.
Doubles formation again. Again, the handoff goes to Brooks. Off to the right side, it's going to be another 5-yard carry. They're starting to put a little gash in that front. Like number 68 in there right now, Jonathan Farrell, that D tackle. Taking on 2, but that's freeing the linebackers. Didn't fill that time. Handoff again off to the left side. This time he is brought down by let's see who that was. Now that looked like Blaze Hilton on the tackle that time.
You know, he didn't make the tackle, but Spiller right there, he forced his man back so far, making the running back cut inside right there to the rest of his help, bringing up a 3rd and 3.
Dane Roney offset to the right side linebacker. Again, you've got sophomore Jackson Stevens in the middle. Nail back to pass. Got a quick screen. Got a man. That's going to be right at the sticks, the 50.
Oh, he's going to have that right there. Yeah, it was a good reach by Kane Rogers right there. Interesting play design. Had the QB roll out right, and everything was flowing right. The receiver's just sitting right there. Just got enough to pick up the first.
3:30 left here in the first quarter. Friendswood up 7-0, but Dayton just getting in to Friendswood territory. Trips to the left side, single receiver to the right. Nail barking it out for the Broncos. Fakes the handoff. Nice little, he just overthrew number 4, Jez Thomas. Nice fake that time. Thomas wide open.
Oh, Sanchez was asked to do way too much right there. Has 2 guys behind him wide open, and he absolutely missed them both. Nail did not execute right there. Friendswood bit very hard on both fakes. Faked the running back, faked the screen pass, and the slot receiver is gone, which should have been an easy 6 for the Broncos.
Broncos come back again now, 2nd and 10. Nail offset back to his left, little movement, no flag. Got some pressure. Nail still running. He's scrambling to his right, back to his left. He is going to be brought down finally. Maybe a loss of 1.
Well, that's going to be a sack right there. That's important for those big men down there. He's going to get credit for that sack. Mr. Farrell.
Jonathan Farrell,
bringing him down slightly behind the line, but a sack nonetheless.
Absolutely. He'll count that. 2:45 left here in the first. Dayton back in their own territory now, just on the other side of the 50. Doubles formation to both sides. Nail back to pass, looking for the screen setup. Overthrows his man, looking for Brooks. Had the screen set up nicely, had the blockers.
Hey, love the play call right there. The Mustang sent the middle backer to come, and they were all jammed up at the line of scrimmage right there. He hits a pass on the money. That play had the potential to get the first.
So that's going to bring up a punting situation now for the Broncos. Halata back to his own about 20-yard line. Dayton's going to do everything they can to pin Friendswood back a little bit. Trying to keep the ball out of Halata's hands, I would imagine. Kick is up. It is going to bounce at the 20. Takes a Friendswood bounce back. Looks like about the 21, 22-yard line, where Friendswood will start their next drive. 2:26 left here in the first. Friendswood up 7-0. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports. Welcome back to Bronco Stadium here in Dayton, Texas. 2:26 left here in the first. Gurdon's got trips to the right side. Gurdon back to pass. Got some more, a little slant just off the fingertips of Zach Zamora. Maybe a little bit behind him that time, but not much.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a tough one for Zamora to hold on to. You know, the general rule is you get your hands on it, you should snag it, but that one was way behind him, running the slant.
Going to bring up a 2nd and 10 now for the Mustangs. Ball's on their own 22-yard line. Again, if you're just tuning in, thank you for listening. This is the inaugural broadcast of MCS Sports. Friendswood Mustang football. Going to have a handoff up the middle.
That looks like Revere
I
right
think that
there.
was Revere,
Couldn't
yeah.
even see the number, but I saw the running style. It is Luke Revere. Head down. You know, when he's in the game, the play's not going to last very long. Not saying he's not going anywhere. He could get 10 yards in about 2 seconds. He's just putting his head straight down. He's getting there.
Absolutely. Got to love the way that young man runs. Going to bring up now, this will be a 3rd, and they're going to say 3rd and 6 here for the Mustangs. They'll give Revere 4 on that carry. It'll be a tight formation. You got single receivers to both sides. Gurdon back to pass. Alvarez, that ball's tipped. Alvarez, great catch.
Oh, and I think he's going to pick up the first.
He got it.
Oh, man, how about that 6'7"? Uribo got both of his hands on it right there.
Sure did.
But he doesn't play wide receiver. He plays linebacker. A little bit of some stone hands right there. Had them both. Keeps the play alive, and they're not moving the sticks quite yet. There they go. There they go. Excellent awareness by Alvarez right there. Not only saving his QB from an interception, but picking up the first down yardage.
You're right about Uribo. He's 6'7", without putting the hands over the head. That is a huge
He's almost
reach.
touching the rim.
Absolutely. Dayton basketball coach, hope you're listening. Trips receivers on the left side, handoff to Revere. Revere, head down. There he goes.
There's the Big
about
Mike.
7 yards.
Big Mike special. He's following his big boy. Got his hand on his back, and that is a deadly duo right there. Gibson and Revere. That is a lot of power coming at you.
Going to be a 2nd and short now for the Mustangs. Ball is on their own 39-yard line, 1:08 remaining here in the first quarter from Dayton, Texas, Bronco Stadium. New year, new district, new classification, but the same quarterback. Luke Gurdon got a man up top. Alvarez caught. 30 down to the 23-yard line. Austin Alvarez. That connection was hot. The 2 scrimmages they had, I have a feeling we're going to call that one a lot this year.
Oh, absolutely. Already in district season form right there. Gurdon to Alvarez hitting him in stride on the money right at the numbers. It looked like Dayton jumped off sides right there, but there was no flag on the play.
They got tired of calling those the first 2 series. 1st and 10 now for Friendswood. Another movement. Oh, here goes the big fella. Wow. Caught in the backfield, brought down for a loss. That play was sniffed out early. Uribo is all over Gurdon. Gurdon just did everything he could to get it off to Revere, who again was swallowed up by the linebacker. There was nothing you could do on that one. And honestly, Justin, Friends was lucky there wasn't a turnover on that play.
Well, there's a flag on the field. I believe Dayton was offsides.
Did they get that flag? I didn't see it.
They got the flag down at the top of the field right there, offsides. And, so the thing is, it was good call on the offsides, but you got to blow that play dead.
Yes.
Gurdon took a shot right there. There's no need for that. When he's that offsides and nobody touches him, the play needs to be blown dead, correct?
That's what Coach Koopman's in the ear right now. The official saying exactly the same thing. You got a young sophomore. Last thing you want.
Yeah, it's a 6'7" D1 commit coming at your QB.
Right, exactly. So Friendswood now will get a 1st and 5 from the Bronco 18-yard line. Official comes in. We're gonna have a timeout for Friendswood. We'll stay right here. Again, we were talking about early on in the pregame, and by the way, in the pregame show, the pregame brought to you by Pinnacle Construction. We didn't have time to run Coach Koopman's interview that we talked to him before the game. We're going to run that at halftime so you can hear Coach Koopman's take on the 2018 Friendswood Mustangs, as well as his take on this new District 10 5A Division 1. I hope I say that right all the time because we're so used to saying 24-6A. It's going to take some getting used to. But I'll tell you what, that district season will be here in 3 weeks, and every game is going to be a battle. You've got Foster. You've got Terry. You've got Shadow Creek, New School, which I call Manville West. You've got a team called Angleton who goes deep every year. You got Texas City. Ball is having the best team they've had in years. This district is going to be one of the top districts in the state of Texas. Preseason, 3 of them are in the top 20.
You know what's crazy about that is most of these teams Friendswood has run into in the past.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, Hightower used to be in a district with Ball, always play Angleton in the playoffs. Shadow Creek is new. We've run into Terry and Texas City multiple times.
Absolutely. So it's a lot of new, but a lot of old as well. Halata with the handoff to the right side. Halata still dragging. That's going to be a first down just inside the 10. Of course, we are in the hometown Bank of Friendswood red zone. Clock's going to stop while they set the ball. It's going to be on right at the 10-yard line. Clock will roll, and that's going to do it here for the first quarter from Dayton Broncos Stadium. Score, Friendswood 7, Dayton 0. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports. And welcome back to Broncos Stadium, where right now we are 7-0 Friendswood. We have, sorry, 1 second here. We're just getting it. We have JSC Credit Union bringing this game to you tonight. We have School Spirit. What about you? JSC Federal Credit Union offers Friendswood High School Mustang mascot, ATM, and debit cards. Parents, students, and staff, show your school spirit with your very own Mustang mascot card. Visit jscfcu.org for more information on the mascot cards and our other products and services available. JSC Federal Credit Union, home of the Friendswood High School Mustang mascot card. Starting the second quarter here, Halata off to the left side. He's going to be brought down for a loss by a host of Broncos. Again, we are just getting back now. 11:44 left here in the second quarter here in the first half. Friendswood up 7-0. Friendswood's ball is on the, we're going to give right at the 13-yard line of Dayton. So, again, they are in the hometown Bank of Friendswood red zone. Halata still in the game. We've seen Halata and Rivera tailback tonight. We've seen the hookup from Garden to Lee. We've seen the hookup from Garden to Zamora. We've seen the hookup from Garden to Alvarez. What we see here is Friendswood tries to put a second score on the board. Quick out. It's going to be caught by number 15, John McCabe. First time we see McCabe, and again, we do see Big Mike Gibson out there leading the charge on the block, and again, that's going to get it back to the 10-yard line, but now it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 10.
Yeah, simple screen right there, trying to get McCabe out in space. McCabe with a little bobble threw the timing off of that screen right there. You catch that cleanly, you're able to get upfield for a few more yards.
Tonight's second quarter brought to you by Frank's Collision Centers. Got a new location open in Clear Lake, and Hometown Bank of Friendswood, your hometown bank. Again, 10:40 left here in the first half. Twins receivers to the right side. Halata, a little movement. I think Halata jumped early that time. Garden going to air it out in the back of the end zone. That's going to be overthrown. But, again, we got a flag. I think that was Halata. Got a little antsy on that one.
Awaiting the call from Rocky Marcinelli, and he says that will be on the Mustangs, and he was a little early right there. I imagine that will be declined, or if I don't know why they let that play continue on if it was on the offense. And I imagine that the Dayton coaches are a little curious as well as they're out on the field. Well, they're calling it 4th down. I don't understand why the play got to keep going. Unless it was a legal formation or a legal motion.
I think they're saying illegal formation.
If it's a legal formation, that makes sense.
Yeah. Again, this crew is well
top notch.
Versed. Absolutely. Alvarez coming in for the field goal duty. Ball spotted on the 17-yard line. 27-yard kick by Austin Alvarez up, and it is good. Friendswood now goes on top 10-0. We're going to take a quick break here on MCS Sports. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports Network.
This segment is brought to you by Dr. Joe Danke at Select Spine and Sports Medicine.
Dr. Danke is the only certified sports chiropractor in Friendswood, and his goals are always to get you out of pain and back to action as fast as possible. Select Spine and Sports Medicine provides the best treatment options for neck and back pain as well as sports-related injuries. To find out more, visit chiropractorfriendswood.com.
And welcome back to Broncos Stadium, where the score is now Friendswood 10, Dayton Broncos 0. We've got a few other ads we'll get to when we get a moment, including information on the new shuttle information for next week's home game for the Mustangs. Again, you're listening to MCS Sports broadcast of Friendswood football. You'll hear all the Friendswood games, home and away, right here. Justin and I will be here every Friday night with you. And we are looking forward to it for Friendswood again. First year back in 5A after a 4-year run in 6A. And Justin, I don't keep track of every team in the state. That had to be one of the best 4-year runs of a team who's moved up in classification in a while as far as playoff runs go.
Oh, absolutely. Jumping into 6A is no joke. That is where the big boys play, and the Mustangs made it to the playoffs each one of those years and had some solid success in the playoffs.
They went 2 rounds 2 years, 3 rounds the other 2, so absolutely right. 1st and 10 for the Dayton Broncos. That's going to be
some more laundry on the field. Looks like that play is going to be coming back, either a legal formation yet again.
You know, you see this every year, first game. You try to get everything out of the way in a scrimmage, but you only do so much. Dayton scrimmage, Goose Creek Memorial, Friendswood's had 2 scrimmages, and you just do the best you can. But again, you can't, Justin, and you cannot emulate Friday Night Lights. I mean, you can play under the lights for a scrimmage, but when you come here, you've got the parents, you've got the band, you've got the Wranglerettes, the cheerleaders, you've got it all. You got people out there tailgating and smoking turkey legs on the other side. This is not like a scrimmage. You know, when you were a sophomore, you still remember the butterflies and everything. It's a whole different ballgame right now.
Oh, absolutely. Bringing me back to my glory days a little bit. Sophomore year, running out of that tunnel for the first time, an unforgettable feeling.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you're right. I remember you telling me after that game, because you were a little bit scared just being in the tunnel. You know, everybody's shaking it, and you got seniors, and they're yelling at you, and you go, you just hope you remember the plays. You're trying to think of everything you've learned all summer long and to go put it in and hope you don't make a mistake in front of everybody, including God, it seems like at that time.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, yeah, for these sophomores, and even for juniors, there's a lot of seniors out here that haven't had that Friday Night Lights experience.
Very true.
Thursday afternoon is not Friday nights. So, again, a learning experience on both sides of the ball. First game, get these things out of the way. And right now, Friendswood's doing a good job of getting that out of the way and having a 10-0 lead on the board. Next week's first home game of the season versus a very familiar team, Clear Brook, right across the creek. We'll talk about the Battle of Friendswood in a little bit later this ball game. We're back to live action. Nail, twin receivers to both sides, back offset to his left. Nail packed to pass. Oh, that ball should have been picked off, I thought. Looked like who had that
that was
read
Sanchez
on that.
Right there. Sanchez coming down from the safety, looked like, and he had that ball in his sights. The ball was slightly underthrown, and he just jumped that a little bit too early. He was thinking about the end zone, I guess. Just made a poor angle because he was all over that one.
So we're going to have a 2nd and 5 now for the Dayton Broncos. Again, twins receivers to both sides. Handoff this time. No, it's going to fake it. It's going to be a quick pass out. Going to be caught 30, 35-yard line. Looks right enough for the – yep, they're going to give him a first down on that.
Yeah, lovely right there for Dayton, making an excellent cut block a couple of yards down the field, helping pick up that first down.
You know, some Dayton's done a good job of tonight. I think it's done some good job of the misdirection and really selling some of these fakes tonight. What's the conversation about here?
Well, you can do a great job of misdirection and picking up some yards, but I still see 0 points on the scoreboard,
Absolutely.
So I guess they're not doing that great of a job.
Well, I guess you're right, Justin. That's just me trying to be a old man with some logic, but you got me on that one. Twin receivers to both sides. Again, Nail offset to his right looks like Santee. Santee's going to stay in there. Watch for the screen to Santee. Got it. 35, 40. Took a few good shots, but took him a while to come down. He's going to get about 8 yards in that carry. Going to bring up a 2nd and 2.
Yeah, and the screen is one of those plays where we saw last year, Jake Yurichek, when you have that senior leadership, he was all over every single screen. Right now you got some young, inexperienced players on that defense, and little plays like that, it's hard to pick up keys to settle down in and not rush up the field on a screen.
Yeah. By the way, Yurichek's over there at Colorado right now doing that same thing. Little pump fake, goes to a safety valve. It's going to be caught. Missed tackle, 45-50, out of the 45. Looked like Jan just couldn't get his hands around him.
Yeah, Jan was there sitting on him the whole time. He was playing pretty soft coverage, was about 5 yards off him. The QB was staring him down for quite some time. Jan stayed in his position, didn't shoot it up, and let the receiver dance in space and get by him.
Jan comes off, so does Farrell. Going to have a couple new guys in there right now for Friendswood. Dayton, 1st and 10 in Friendswood territory. Santee with the handoff. Santee runs hard down inside the 40 to the 39-yard line of Friendswood. Go the Dayton Broncos. Again, that is Justin Santee, senior running back. A lot of seniors on this Dayton squad. And sometimes early on, these early games, that can make a difference. A little experience versus not. Now, Dayton didn't have a great season last year, but guys got experience, and that's key on these Friday night games, especially the early ones. Little twin receivers again. Quick shot. It's going to be caught this time by number 2, Monso, but he is brought down. Who brought him down that time?
Looked like number 58 right there.
Sure did.
Blaze Hilton falling off that tunnel screen right there. And Dayton is moving with some serious pace,
Yes,
already
they
down
are.
snapping the ball.
Here we go. Santee with the handoff. It's going to be caught in the backfield and brought down for a loss. Looks like for sure Tinger in there.
This is go for it territory right here, and I imagine they do.
4th and 1. We'll see if they burn a timeout
And
against
they're already moving. Watch the hard count right here.
4th and 1. Santee with the handoff up the middle. No, they're going to blow it dead.
Oh, and
they did
Dayton called the timeout, and you hate that as a coach. You snap the ball, you pick up the first, but no, wait, we got the timeout off right in time.
Well, we're going to take a little timeout with them. While we do, we're going to talk real quickly about next week's game. Again, football shuttles. Did you know that Friendswood ISD operates a free shuttle bus service for all home football games? Justin, were you aware of that?
Absolutely not.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about it. Shuttles pick you up at the Bale School parking lot. They're also going to go to the junior high school Centennial parking lot if you live on that side of town. They're going to operate from 6 p.m. until 1 hour after the end of the game. The Mustangs' first home football game this year will be September 7th against the other Friendswood High School, Clear Brook. Still in 24-6A. We're very familiar with Clear Brook. Saw him 4 times the last 4 years and seen him many times before that, as many times that was a non-district opponent. The Battle of Friendswood next week. If you don't want to drive and fight that parking lot disaster that sometimes happens at Friendswood High School, catch a shuttle bus, Bales or Centennial. Your choice. 4th and 1 for the Broncos. They got a little big blocking back in there. Twin receivers to the right. Is it going to be Santee? It is going to be Santee. Santee got a hole. Still going 35-30 inside the 20 to the 22-yard line of Friendswood.
Santee's showing some serious burst right there through the line. And unfortunately for the Mustangs, that's what happens sometimes when you really pack that line and knowing the run's coming. Once you get past that first line of defense, he's going for a ways.
Speaking of going, here we go. Santee again on the handoff. This time nothing. He's probably still gassed from the last play. He is brought down by a host of Mustangs. It's going to be a 2nd and 9. Looks like for Dayton. Remember, tonight's second quarter brought to you by Frank's Collision Centers. Got a location right here in Dayton. Got one in Crosby, the original in Baytown. Got one in LaPorte, and, of course, for all you Friendswood fans, right there in Clear Lake on Base area Boulevard. A little movement up front that time from the Mustangs. I'm going to say it had some contact, look like. Friendswood points at Dayton. Dayton points at Friendswood.
And it's going to be on the Mustangs.
It sure is. They're going to march them 5 yards forward for the Broncos.
Penalties aplenty, and you can't afford to have those. And that's going to put them in the hometown Bank of Friendswood red zone right there.
They are ready to rob that one right here, it looks like. So we're going to have twin receivers to the right side, single receiver up top. Offset back is going to be, looks like Brooks is in there now for Santee. Nailing the quarterback for Dayton. Friendswood's young defense needs to tighten up right here. Ball is inside the 20. Dayton still getting their call in 7-11 here in the first half. Brooks on the handoff. Brooks brought down nice at that time. Let's see who got that. Looked like number 9, looked like Tinger in there on the quick hands. Also Farrell in there as well. That left side doing a good job. You know, Tinger can go in. He can go inside as well. Tinger's really wherever you want to put that young man. Right now they got him at the end. Trips receiver to the right side. Dayton on the roll. Nail fakes the handoff. Nail all by himself down to 10, down to the 6-yard line. He is brought down by 14. Trey Mapp.
Yeah,
Mapp.
touchdown saving tackle.
Yes,
there was
sir.
a lot of space right there. I mean, he had the whole field to work. Mapp, excellent job of the solo tackle and takedown, saving the 6.
Absolutely. Held his feet in there nicely. Brooks on the handoff. Brooks trying to find some running room. Up the middle, he is going to be about a yard short. Well, they're going to put it down right inside the 2-yard line.
Yeah, don't be surprised if Dayton hits the hurry up right here, trying to catch Friendswood off guard. You got some hands on the hips out there for the Mustangs. Dayton set. Friendswood still trying to get down.
Here he goes. Brooks again on the handoff. He's hit early, stays on his feet, and rumbles in for the 6. Looks like Farrell got him right off the bat. Or was that Farrell?
I thought it was Blaze.
It is Blaze Hilton on that.
Blaze popped him, but young man, you have to wrap up and gator roll, just like Coach Thomas teaches you. A great pop. Could have dropped him for a loss of 2 or 3 right there. But instead, the Broncos get on the board for the first time tonight, and it is 6-10.
Extra point pending now for Dayton. There's
and more flags.
And we are going to have a timeout. So we're going to take a quick timeout with you here on MCS Sports. Score right now, Friendswood 10, Dayton 6. Extra point pending. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports.
With 7 locations to serve you, including 2 in Friendswood at FM 528 and Bay Area Boulevard and on South Friendswood Drive, Hometown Bank is your community bank with hometown pride. They are locally owned and operated, which means customers come first, and they work hard to make Friendswood a great place to live by sponsoring local events and charities that further serve the community we share. Their personable staff will make you feel at home right from the start. Do you like your bank? You should. Maybe it's time to learn the community bank difference. Visit Hometown Bank on the web at htbna.bank.
Point pending for Dayton. Dayton just burning their second timeout of the quarter. Even though the new scoreboard for Dayton shows 3, I'm going to say that's incorrect.
And more movement.
Another flag. We just can't seem to get this right. Just trying to do an extra point.
I believe that's going to be on Dayton. There's some more movement up front there. And, hey, if it is 5 yards on an extra point in high school, that's a big deal right there. Every point matters, and 5 yards to back up. High school kickers are not the most reliable.
You're right. Coach Nations for Dayton.
No, but it's going to be on the Mustangs, and they're going to inch that ball just a tad forward.
There you go. So the ball will be now, it's going to be spotted at the 9-yard line. For the Broncos, their kicker is Jamie Pineda, junior kicker. This has possibly been the longest extra point we've seen in a long time. Still waiting. Still waiting. And the snap. Oh, all that waiting. The ball is the ball is a low snap. The holder, I don't know if he's a quarterback or not, but he was in a panic situation, throws the ball up in the end zone, and the ball falls dead on the turf. So after all of that, the score is still Friendswood 10, Dayton 6. Second quarter today brought to you by Hometown Bank of Friendswood. Hometown Bank, we love you. Remember, next week, the Battle of Friendswood, Clearbrook, comes to Friendswood High School's Henry Winston Stadium for Game 1 of the home game season for the Mustangs. And again, like I mentioned earlier, if you just tuned in, don't forget, how, Justin, are you going to get to the game next week?
Possibly shuttle.
You could do the shuttle, but you know what?
I mean, I think we'll be there early enough.
Just you and I go together. We'll get there early. But if you weren't going to go early, how then would you get to the game?
Absolutely, the shuttle.
You know what? What if you can't go to Bales?
Centennial.
You know what? There's a second option for all you fans living on the north side.
North side.
Okay.
North side.
You got Centennial. You've got Bales. Friendswood ISD has you covered. Ride that shuttle. Don't fight the parking unless you want to get there very early like Justin and I do. And maybe Piper. Piper, by the way, doing a great job on the production this evening. Thank you so much, sir. We'll call you out more later. Short kick for the Broncos. Ball goes to the 28-yard line. It's going to be returned about 5 yards to the Friendswood. I think we're going to spot it right at the 33-yard line for the Mustangs. It's been a long time for the Mustangs offense to be off. Looks like Revere is coming in now at tailback. Gurdon still leading the charge for the Mustangs. 5:59 left here in the second quarter. Friendswood on top, 10-6.
Yeah, Revere is getting a lot of reps for the way Halata was moving the ball earlier, because he was still piecing Dayton apart, about 6-7 a carry, and really doing whatever they wanted with this Broncos defense. But they've stiffened up a little bit, and they were able to handle Revere.
Yeah, no, you're right, absolutely. But you know what? It's good to have that another back to give Halata a little breather.
Agreed.
Nice to know you've got them back there. You got a good little bevy of running backs and a good bevy of receivers, and they got 4 of them out there right now.
And more movement. And again, I said it after the first flag today that we were going to have some false starts, some a little miscommunication, some jumping early, and this time it's a delayed game. There's just poor clock management by the Mustangs.
Well, and there's that new. We didn't really talk about this 40-second clock rule and all. There's some rule change. We'll cover some later when we get some time.
That's the first one right there, in effect.
Yes, and you got a crew that has so much experience. Gurdon floats one out this time to Fluellen. Fluellen is driven hard in the ground. Nice catch, but driven hard by Zach Pike. Pike making a statement. Fluellen didn't like that one bit.
Oh, Lee whiffed on the block right there. Let his man shoot up field and disrupt the screenplay right there. It would have been a one-on-one, but instead, Flu had 2 guys to avoid right there and then got driven at the end of the play.
Trips receivers now to the right side. Flu is inside the slot. Lee down here by himself. Gurdon back to pass. Revere floats out, going to Lee. That ball was floated off of Gurdon.
Yeah, it looked like he had Lee. It looked like a deep in route right there, right at the sticks. In coverage right there. It looked like number 7 for the Broncos. Lee had just a little bit of a step on him, had good position. If Gurdon put it on him, it would have been a first down, but just sailed it.
So you got a third down now and 11 for the Mustangs. Going to have twin receivers on both sides, 5:21. Clock stop here left in the first half. Friendswood on top, 10-6. Friendswood moving right to left on your computer screens. Offset back is Halata. Gurdon's got some time. Now he loses it. He's trying to scramble, get out of there. Got one man to get rid of. He's going to be swarmed down, and that's a fumble. And that is going to be Dayton Bronco football as Gurdon gives it up on the sack. Had the ball in one hand, just needs to tuck it. He had 2 guys on him, couldn't get the tuck. Ball's on the turf.
And I'm gonna chalk that up to sophomore inexperience right there. I don't think a junior or senior Gurdon does that right there. Sometimes you just got to go risk versus reward. Best thing that happens, you take a sack for 2 loss, or for a loss of 2. Instead, you give Dayton the ball on the 25-yard line, a team that's been struggling to move the ball all game long, but now a condensed field, this score could easily be flipped.
Defense hadn't had a lot of time to rest. Back on the field again. Santee back in the backfield for the Broncos. Gets about 3. And again, the way Dayton runs this offense, Justin, is this defense is just going to be on their heels.
Oh, they're going to be gassed. And I think that's going to show up in the second half more so than the first. Right now, they're able to hang in there. But when you got a whole half of football and you're rotating the same guys in, it can take a toll on you.
Absolutely. Second down and 7 now for the Broncos. Nail back to pass. Got a man across the middle. Caught. Santee drilled, but hangs on to the football. Beautiful catch by that young man.
Santee took an absolute lick, and he's going to trot off the field, still looking healthy, holding on to that football. Excellent snag by Santee. Mustang just a step late on that ball. That ball hung in the air for a long time.
First and 10 now for the Broncos. Brooks on the run, got about a yard. That's it. Friendswood defense needs to tighten up again. Second time Dayton's been in this part of the field in the last about 5 minutes. Getting back to that last play, I think that was, I want to make sure I get it. I thought it was Sanchez on the hit. Whoever would just got, that was just about as good a shot as you can get. But Santee did a great job of holding that football. Nail back to pass, got a man across the middle. That is caught for a touchdown. Number 1, Jermond lovely and lovely indeed if you're a Dayton fan, as Dayton now goes on top 12-10, extra point pending.
Wow, and I'm not a quarterback coach by any means, but nailed through an absolute underhand sidewinder right
really
there.
Did.
That's definitely not how you want it to look in the pocket right there. But, hey, what do I know? That's 6 points.
They're going to go for 2 here to try to get the extra point back. Nail rolls to his right. Got a man in the back of the end zone. Overthrown. Too high. Incomplete.
You're looking for Jez Thomas right there. Actually had him. Just nipped his fingertips. He brings that ball down a little bit. Maybe goes back to his sidewinder technique, and they would have converted that too.
You know, that pass by Nail reminded me of a young Brett Favre right there. That's something Favre would do back in the day.
Yeah, I was thinking Tim Tebow. Just an absolute nonsense throw right there. Jump passes and this and that. But, hey, you get the job done, you get it done.
And those guys, both examples we use are guys who
not
just
bad.
found a way to get it done.
Pretty solid careers.
Absolutely. So, again, credit to Nail on that. Friendswood, though, now down 12-10, 3:57. Offense needs to get something going here. Defense, it's tough to follow in that last drive, Justin, because the field, as you said, was condensed, 25 and in, and you just didn't even get a good break from the last series.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you hate that as a defense. Your coach is still going over X's and O's. You're sitting on the bench with a towel on your back into a fan. Next thing you know, you're looking for your helmet to sprint back on the field and get some more.
So Dayton will kick this thing off again. 3:57. Friendswood has plenty of time to get back on the board. Just a field goal gives them the lead again, though I'm sure, again, at this point in the game, you're looking for every single point you can get, as Dayton's offense looks to be just starting to click now early here in the season. The kick is up. It's a short one again. Let that ball go out of bounds, and it does. That's going to be a penalty on Dayton as they kick that thing out of bounds. While we have a quick break, let me tell you tonight about Pinnacle Construction Industries. Pinnacle Construction is a proud supporter of Friendswood ISD. They've been building commercial construction projects in the Gulf Coast area for over 20 years. Contact Pinnacle Construction when you have a need for a good quality project at a reasonable price. Friendswood proud. Pinnacle Construction. Cody Owen, owner and president. And again, tonight's second quarter also brought to you by Frank's Collision Centers and Hometown Bank of Friendswood. And Friendswood is elected to have Dayton kick that one again. Not a bad idea, just the way Dayton does those kickoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always been the proponent of just booting it deep and having your kick team get on it. A lot of teams these days love the pooch and are just satisfied with having the other offense started off at the 30, 35-yard line. I say kick it deep.
I agree. We'll see if they can do that. Again, they've been going right towards where JP Yawn is. See if Yawn gets this one or not. Going that way, and it's going to be just over Yawn's head. It's going to be caught, and looks like, I'm not sure if that's Sanchez. We'll see if we can get a number in a second.
It looked like Sanchez to me.
But again, that's great field position for the Mustangs. It's going to be on their own 40.
That looked like Dawson Johnson
was Johnson
on the run, and that's exactly what I'm saying right there. A simple pooch to a wide receiver type. Get a guy with some speed, getting the ball. Sure. He runs in a straight line, picks up an easy 10 before he gets touched, and now they're starting at the 43-yard line. And Halada will be the running back for this series as he has gotten some rest. 3:53 left. The Mustangs are going to want to run this clock out and have the last possession of the half. But if they score early, I'm sure they're going to be just fine with that.
Again, I know Gurdon can't wait to get back on the field, get this thing going again. Got a ball to Halada. Halada up the middle, really nowhere to go. Trying to follow the block of Hutcherson, and just there's not much there. Dayton did a good job of squeezing that in, and it's second and about 8 now.
Yeah, absolutely. Dayton controlling the line of scrimmage right there, not giving Halada anywhere to go. No DNs shooting up the field, creating the gaps. That stonewall defensive line play.
Looks like we're going to have James Davis has to come off the field for a second. No, that's not James Davis. Excuse me. That's going to be Ryan Mitchell. Got a shoe malfunction. So a new old lineman coming in, and one thing Coach Cooper was talking about before is the depth of the offensive line. There's some untested guys behind him. Picked up the blocks, caught Alvarez across the middle. Nice job. That's a first down. Alvarez points and says, yep, I got it.
Yeah, Deion Robinson gave him a little bit of a suplex move right there, some WWE style, but Alvarez will take it. Skinny post, wide open, take the first down and some change.
Ball is going to be spotted at the Dayton 35-yard line. 2:59 left here in the half. Clock moves. But Friendswood is in Dayton territory now. Sean McHenry comes back off the field as he was the substitute offensive lineman. Good job, young man. Twin receivers now trips with the motion man Zamora. A little screen in there to Lee. Missed a block. Zamora didn't get his block down. Lee is swallowed up.
Flag on the play. Yeah, that was a little bit of a cluster right there. Zamora ended up on the ground, and the pile came right on top of him right there. An interesting play call right there, sending him in motion to block for the screen man. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. I do love the play call. Just didn't get executed properly that time. So it's going to be, but we got a flag down as well. They're going to have a hold, I think.
Looks like it'll be going against the Mustangs right there.
It is a hold against Friendswood.
And it is. Yeah, it is on Zamora. He was not on him for that long. I do agree. But, hey, you know how it is. D lineman, any D line, O lineman out there, they never catch the O lineman holding inside. But as soon as you're a receiver out in space in front of everybody, they're going to get you.
You're absolutely correct. It is going to be now let's see where they spot this thing. They're marching back probably to their 40.
10 yards.
Right there at the 45.
That'll be first and 20.
2:36 left here in the first half. Friendswood down 12-10 to the Dayton Broncos here at Broncos Stadium in Dayton, Texas. Opening game for both teams. Opening weekend of Texas high school football. It's football season. Twin receivers on both sides. Gurdon back to pass. Gurdon's getting flushed out. Gurdon brought down for a sack. Back to his own 50. And that is big, R.J. Aribo. You know, when you're 6'7", you don't have to be that close. Just dive.
Oh, he had him. He had Gurdon in his sights right there.
Second down and a long way to go. Gurdon back to pass. Got a man Lee. Ball's dropped. I think there's been a little miscommunication on the route right there.
Yeah, it was, hitch route about 15 yards down the field, a deep hook right there. Just a step off, he's trying to throw that ball right as he turns. Broken up right there by number 7 of the Broncos just in time.
So it's now 3rd and 25.
A ways. You might see a screen right here and just try to flip the field position. Don't want to do anything crazy. Give Dayton another chance to score.
Trips to the right side. Single receiver Lee to the bottom here. Gurdon going up top. That ball's intercepted at the 26-yard line. That's going to be returned to the 30, 40, 45, 50. Still on his feet, 40. He runs out of bounds. That's number 14, Zach Pike with a pick. And you just said it, Justin. You want to maybe foot the field a little bit instead. Friendswood goes.
Not want if you were the Mustangs. And so far, this young team has really shown some flaws. Turned the ball over twice. Had a boatload of penalties, to say the least. I'm thinking they're nearing double digits, if not already in it. And so far, just some sloppy football from Friendswood because they've been moving the ball kind of however they would like to on Dayton when they're not pushing themselves back and back and back. But it looks like, speaking of penalties, that Dayton had a hold on that return, and it's going to take them back to the Mustang, or for the Dayton 43-yard line. A break there right there for Friendswood because they were already in scoring territory.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, the way Dayton runs their offense, though.
Oh, they got plenty of time. They should have one timeout remaining.
Yeah, I believe so. Twin receivers at both sides for Nail. Nail fakes the handoff, looking for that. Looking for that wheel route. Looking for the wheel. Doesn't get it. The timing wasn't there. They're going to throw a flag on that.
Hey, well, hold on. Now, I believe that should have been a flag. He held him pretty good. The ball was quite overhead. There was a big hold lineman in front. But I think that came out late. Those should offset each other if I'm correct. I saw a big hold up front right there as he was chasing down the quarterback, and the flag didn't come out till very late, in my opinion.
Right, no.
The outside on the wheel, holding on to his hip pocket. Get the hold. Yeah, absolutely. And 2 flags came flying on that one, so we'll see how Rocky Marcinelli will sort this one out and explain it.
So there's the hold on the defense for sure. And Rocky.
Oh, illegal man downfield. So no hold on the offense, but an O-lineman trying to join in on the fun way downfield. Very interesting.
Can't do that.
Regardless, same result, 1st and 10.
As if it never happened. However, I like the play call from Dayton, though. I like that little
delayed
wheel on that. Friendswood, though, did a good job of covering it. Well,
Almost.
Almost. Twin receivers to both sides. Nail got Brooks offset to his left. Does a little fake. Nail on his feet, moving 45, 50, falls down slides down right at the 48-yard line inside Friendswood territory. 1:15 remaining. And Dayton's going to use their timeout?
That's definitely an interesting strategy if they only had one remaining.
That's right.
Now the board says they still have 3. I know that's incorrect.
Right, we've seen them call
I believe that's Dayton's last timeout.
I think so too. So we'll see.
I would be surprised if it is. That would be definitely an interesting selection for it with a whole minute 14 left as they were moving and they were in that hurry up. That would definitely be an interesting strategy right there if that was to be their last timeout.
Well, while we have a timeout, I'll let you know the FISD Education Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit that supports FISD in several ways. In 2017-2018 school year, the Friendswood Education Foundation gave over $200,000 in Hurricane Harvey relief. Also supported over $186,000 grants through their adopted grant program. And they just hosted and celebrated the FISD New Employee Luncheon on August 6, 2018. Major underwriter, Gulf Coast Educators Federal Credit Union. Thank you, FISD Education Foundation. Second and short for the Broncos just inside Friendswood territory. Handoff is going to go to Brooks. He has enough for the first down. That'll stop the clock briefly.
And Brooks with a little extra juice right there to pick it up. He got hit before the sticks, churned the legs, drove forward, picked up the first down, 1:07 and counting.
Twin receivers to both sides for Nail. Little pressure from Friendswood from the outside. They're going to get him. They got him. Down goes Nail. Mike Hermes with a sack. Nice play by that young man. Much needed as the clock rolls. Again, the scoreboard says 3 timeouts. Unless they have unlimited at Dayton, that is a mistake. They have no timeouts. Clock is rolling.
Oh, and they're taking their sweet time right there. A lot of hands on the hips right now for the Broncos, just standing around. Nail looking for the play call. Still hasn't gotten it. Down under 30 seconds.
That play was Roney and Hermes both coming off the edge.
Absolutely, yes.
And Hermes just the first one there. Good job by both of those young men. 23 and counting. Dayton up 12-10. No reason to force it. Hand up at the middle. He's going to be brought down right to Friendswood 45. That should do it, Justin. I can't imagine him running that play.
If I'm Dayton,
That's it.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing it. I would have taken a shot to the end zone right there. Why not?
Why not?
45 yards, but they're going to mail it in unless they have a timeout and they're standing right next to the referee like they got one.
And they
do. Dayton has.
Well, we'll say they use their 3. I don't know.
Well, that will definitely be their third timeout as they will leave it with 1 second. Going to take a bomb to the end zone right here. They're going to try and take advantage of that young Friendswood secondary.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me. Sending out Aribo right here.
Ooh, having a 6'7"
Why
guy
don't
like
you?
that.
Why don't you? He's well rested right now, about to go right into halftime. You send out Mr. 6'7", make a play.
Yep.
Same goes for Friendswood. You send out your best athlete, Halata, try and make a play at cornerback or at safety. And I actually do see a lot out there right there in the huddle.
I see Halata talking to him. I don't know if they're going to put him in or not, but why not? That guy's got experience.
You send your base safety out there. You put him at the goal line. You say, hey, go be an athlete. Knock that ball down.
I do. You know who I do see back there?
Alvarez as well.
Alvarez and Christian Lee.
Very smart.
Back there at safety.
Loving the strategy from the
Halata
Mustangs right now.
At the corner. You've also got Sanchez in there, who's always in there, and you've got, is that Zach Zamora up top, or is that, I think that's Zamora way up top on there.
Oh, yeah, looks like Zamora. Yeah, exactly. You got some serious prevent defense. Zamora on the far side, Alvarez, and then Lee.
Ball is snapped.
Oh, and they're going to run screen.
Watch screen.
That play did not have a chance.
No, sir, and that's going to do it here for the first half. We are at halftime here in Dayton, Texas from Bronco Stadium. Your Mustangs are down 2. Dayton 12, Friendswood 10. We will be right back here on the halftime show brought to you tonight by Motor Trends of Alvin. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports Network.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
With 7 locations to serve you, including 2 in Friendswood at FM 528 and Bay Area Boulevard and on South Friendswood Drive, Hometown Bank is your community bank with hometown pride. They are locally owned and operated, which means customers come first, and they work hard to make Friendswood a great place to live by sponsoring local events and charities that further serve the community we share. Their personable staff will make you feel at home right from the start. Do you like your bank? You should. Maybe it's time to learn the community bank difference. Visit Hometown Bank on the web at htbna.bank. Member FDIC.
I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but Mr. Araceli... I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but Miss Araceli, she gave me direction.
At age 47, Marco finished his high school diploma.
50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Next Thursday, you will be caught in a flash flood.
Disasters don't plan ahead, but you can. Talk to your loved ones about making an emergency plan. Get started today at nyc.gov/readyny or call 311. Brought to you by New York City Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
What if I could tell you that a full-blown wildfire was going to occur tomorrow right where you live? Tell you exactly which neighborhoods it would engulf and how fast it would do it. The first thing you would do is talk with your loved ones and make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a wildfire will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you make a plan anyway? Visit caloes.ca.gov and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait, communicate. Brought to you by Cal OES, FEMA, and the Ad Council.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Today we decided to walk to school. The light counted. 15, 14.
41, 31, 13.
We took a left on Carroll Street. Danny's smart, but he gets distracted.
I
realized he forgot his homework. I hope he doesn't have another bad day at school.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org. Brought to you by Understood and the Ad Council.
Long ago, you wouldn't think of galloping on a horse while doing calligraphy, and you wouldn't have attempted to ride your bike while typing a letter. Yet you think you can safely operate a multi-ton vehicle while texting? Behind the wheel is no place to multitask. If you want to BRB, drive now and text later. Lives depend on it.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
GTG, BRB, OMW, be there in a few. You may think that these kinds of texts are fine because of their length, and you can easily send them at a stoplight. But no, answering one text can take your attention away from the road for 5 seconds. And traveling at 55 miles an hour, that's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Make good decisions, don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Indoor baseball, anyone?
Most party fouls are pretty dumb, but if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Learn more at ultimatepartyfoul.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm jumping in with my clothes on.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb, but if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Learn more at ultimatepartyfoul.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
With 7 locations to serve you, including 2 in Friendswood at FM 528 and Bay Area Boulevard and on South Friendswood Drive, Hometown Bank is your community bank with hometown pride. They are locally owned and operated, which means customers come first, and they work hard to make Friendswood a great place to live by sponsoring local events and charities that further serve the community we share. Their personable staff will make you feel at home right from the start. Do you like your bank? You should. Maybe it's time to learn the community bank difference. Visit Hometown Bank on the web at htbna.bank. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to the Hometown Banker Friendswood Coaches Show. Right now we are joined by the head coach of the Friendswood Mustangs, Coach Robert Koopman. Coach, first of all, welcome to a new season.
Yeah, it's always exciting. You know, that first game's always, you wait. We have our countdown clock, and the kid said, man, it just seemed like it was 100-something days ago, and now you look up and it's 2 days or 1 day, and it's game day. And so it's always that, because even though you scrimmage, a scrimmage is never like a game, so you never know what you're going to get for 4 quarters. So it's always an exciting time, but kind of a nervous time too.
Absolutely. But Coach, I'm sure you've taken some time before all this season started to kind of look back at the 4 years in 6A. You know, of course, coming back down to 5A right now. And I speak for everyone, so what a great run it was for Friendswood 6A.
Yeah, we're awful proud of that. We're proud that we were a small school and we went toe to toe with some of those in our playoff record. And there's very, no, we're not Katy, but there are very few teams won as many playoff games in the last 4 years that we did, and so we're awful proud of that legacy. But we hope that legacy carries over to us coming down to 5A. But that's last year, and so Dayton doesn't care that we won a playoff game last year in 6A.
No, they don't, and of course it's not the same team that won the playoff games.
Right.
Last year. Coach, do you feel like coming down from 6A to 5A now, with that record being said, does that put an even larger target on the back?
Well, I talked to all the coaches when we had our first meeting in August with every coach, head coaches. I said, we're the big dog now. We some of us, including myself, we kind of relish that underdog role, and that's where we've been for the past 4 years. But now, volleyball has a target on their back, baseball has a target on their back. We have a target on our back because now we're sitting up there and we're one of the bigger schools in the class. So it changes your attitude, it changes how we approach things, and you need to be ready every week because people are going to be gunning for us.
Well, Coach, I'm sure after the realignment, you went, really? You put every strong 5A team in this one district.
I think Coach Severick said it best at Texas City. He goes, they were hoping for the Mountain West, and he ended up in the SEC West, and he didn't know how that happened.
Absolutely. You look at these teams from last year, if every team wasn't a playoff team, they were right there to compete.
Every team was a playoff except Shadow Creek, who wasn't eligible. Right. And I want to say 5 of the teams got at least one playoff win. So, it's you're going back to a lot of communities, Angleton, Texas City, one high school towns, where football is awfully important.
Sure.
And so it's going to be fun. It's going to be nerve-wracking. We hope competing in 6A is going to help us, and I've said it to many people. The district champion might have 1 or 2 losses on their record and still be district champ.
Absolutely, I can definitely see that for sure. Yeah. So let's talk about this year's group. We'll start on the offensive side, of course. Everybody's talking about, and typically with any team, quarterback, Luke Garden. Garden got some quality snaps last year in some clutch situations. Obviously, how's he looking coming into the season, and is he going to be as good as advertised?
I think yes. He's had a great, 2 great scrimmages and a great, and it's different last year with the question marks we had in the rotations. He's our guy, and so. With receivers and everything, he's just got a ton of reps, and so he is not disappointed. He's improved, and matter of fact, on the practice field yesterday, he threw a ball into a window. I was standing right behind him. I said, we just haven't. It's rare for a high school kid to anticipate where that window and receiver are going to be, because he threw the ball seconds before that kid broke and knew where the window was going to be, and so those are the things that he brings that aren't. You can go to a lot of quarterback camps and gurus and all those things, and that's that part that you either have or you don't have. And he has it, but he is also thrown to a bunch of good receivers right now. Right. And we're excited about that receiving core and what they've done and their size and athletic ability.
Is that the unit that returns the most as far as
and especially moving Christian out there. Now you just take another 6'4" kid who's athletic as heck and who's gained 20 pounds. And now we can put his hand on the ground. We call it the Ben Redding roll, Mm-hmm. He can put his hand on the ground. He can play slot. He can play wide out, and he can play some wildcat quarterback. And so he's just a versatile kid for us. And so it's definitely our most skilled group coming back, and they've had a great 3 weeks here in August.
Good. So of course, then to end up with an offense, of course, you've got to have someone to protect.
Yeah,
quarterback.
And we like who we have. We're just not real deep there. We're young in some spots. Michael Gibson's been outstanding. He's kind of taken that next step for us, and he needs that. He's a Division I offensive lineman, and so I think he's realizing that in his head. And he's really become a leader for us too with that group, trying to solidify those guys. Robert Cutchinson was hurt all summer, and he's still dealing with a shoulder issue that he's going to play, but it's kind of put him behind. But he's come along, and James Davis the kid has made huge improvements. And I told him the other day, I said, you're going to be so much better in 2 months than you are right now, because that's just what you've done for us. And so the offensive line is one, though. The 5 we've got going have been consistent. We're still playing with the puzzles on who's going to end up where those 5, but we got 3 weeks till district to work it out.
Sure. And of course, you got a new running game this year. You're running back this year.
Yep. We're excited, boy. Colton Hallat, of course, is just a big, strong, physical, fast kid, and so that's why we made the move and brought him from defense. But Luke Revere's been, running hard, and that little dude, I'm going to tell you what, if you're in a fight, you want that dude with you, and so he's not going to back down from anybody. So we feel good about those spots.
Very good, absolutely. Because I guess too, the last few years, you don't have a calling card because y'all were strong, I thought, on both sides of the ball, but the defense is always one that people have looked at for the last 4 years and say, there's always just been a strong defensive unit. You had to replace a lot from last year.
Yeah, no, and that's that's high school football, right? We don't get to recruit kids, and so you get some up and downs, and we have been strong on defense the last few years. We've been tall and long. Mm-hmm. I mean, not just on the defensive line. We've had long safeties and so. We're not that anymore. We've got to teach technique better. We got to teach all those things better. And so, we got 9 kids that are going to take their first varsity snaps tomorrow night out there, including a sophomore middle linebacker who I'm going to tell you is just in the right spot at all times. Again, I think the job of the offense is to score and give these guys some time to grow, because I saw a ton of growth between the 2 scrimmages, and so we just need to keep these guys getting snaps and growing.
Sure, absolutely. Well, Coach, let's wrap this up here with, of course, you've got 3 scrimmages against some quality opponents. You got Dayton, and then Clearbrook, of course, and LaPorte, who all seem to be in that playoff mix all the time. But those games at the end of the year, you just kind of put that aside as those are just learning experience for these kids. And then this district, who is it right now, district-wise, that people are saying, is there any team that's just head and shoulders above? Is this going to be a dogfight throughout?
Well, if you listen to the media and listen to the coaches, it's 2 different things. Okay. The media's kind of pegged Angleton as that team, and I think if you talk to the coaches and coaches kind of speak honestly with each other. There's 4 teams picked to go into playoffs, and it wouldn't shock us if the 4 teams weren't picked were the ones going to the playoffs and the 4 teams that weren't. So health. The thing about 5A, health is going to play a big issue. You just don't have the depth that a school of 3,000 has and things. And Ball High has 9 defensive starters coming back from a really good defense, and I haven't seen them, but when you talk to Coach Severick and those guys that have played them, they're really good on defense, and they're not even being talked in the mix. And they have a 210-pound running back down there. So it's just going to be taken every week. Shadow Creek. So people are putting Shadow Creek 7th or 8th in this district. They've got 7 D1 offered kids. Just because they haven't played varsity football. Well, there's and they got about 2 move-ins, I know, and so how do you take them out of the mix? So there's going to be some really good football teams staying home. We just hope it's not us.
Absolutely.
That's the plan for it, is not to be us. And so, we preach taking care of our business every day and worry about us, and that's what we're going to do.
Well, Coach, that sounds great. Of course, we're looking forward to the game this evening, and looking forward to talking to you every day, or every week, and watching the season develop in the new 10-5A Division I. Did I get that right?
I think you did.
All right, so make sure I got it right. I've been saying that a lot this year. All right, Coach, again, thanks always for your time, and good luck this evening.
Thank you.
Again, that's Coach Robert Koopman here on the Hometown Bank of Friendswood Coaches Show. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports.
And we are back, and that was the Coach Robert Koopman talking about this season. Again, that was our pregame discussion, but we want to make sure you guys got a chance to hear that. Let me update a couple scores real quick from District 10-5A. Ball High School, hold on one second. Ball High School is up on Lamarck 21-14. Terry is on top of George Bush 7-6 in the halftime. Shadow Creek up 36-7 over Summer Creek. Just starting the third quarter. Shadow Creek, first varsity game on top of Summer Creek, team that went 2 rounds deep in the playoffs last year. El Campo on top of Texas City, 21-14. Foster down to College Station, number 17 in the state, 27-26. And Dayton is on top of Friendswood, of course, right here, 12-10. Friendswood just kicking off, and we are underway here in the second half. Kick goes down to 7 and be brought back to the 13-yard line for Dayton.
It's not more.
And welcome back here to Dayton's Bronco Stadium, where we're just underway here in the second half. 11:37 left, just underway. Dayton on top of your Friendswood Mustangs, 12-10. Again, Dayton's fast-paced offense is going at it again. Here we go. Brooks up the middle. Brooks, now excuse me, that Santee can be enough, almost enough for a, let's say, a Bronco first down. It's going to be about a half yard short. It's going to bring up a third and about a half a yard for Dayton. We're just underway. Dayton moving left to right.
Well, they're going to move the sticks right there.
Oh, they are going to give him the first down.
No measure, and they're going to give him to him. It was really close, but they see differently on the field.
So it's a 1st and 10 for the Dayton Broncos. Again, Dayton up 12-10 on your Friendswood Mustangs. Friendswood's defense, we're going to see what kind of adjustments they make. Dayton, second quarter, really came alive there. Led by, of course, quarterback A.J. Nail. Nail back to pass, got Santee out in the flats, 25-30.
That's coming back. Big, obvious hold on the outside right there.
He goes down to 33, but you're right. That was
it looked like Lovely on the hold outside, and that was in front of everybody and their mom and dad and Mr. Referee.
Most importantly, Mr. Referee, you are correct. You know, Justin, it's going to be interesting to see what type of adjustments Friendswood makes here, both offensively and defensively. For defensively, I think part of the problem was you just got a young group. They're just learning how to play at this type of, this level. Again, we talked about Friday night lights. There's a different speed between Thursday nights and Friday nights as well. And then offensively, of course, is you got to get back to what you're doing those first 5 minutes. Dayton's just pinning their ears back and coming. You're gonna have to soften that run up. Either get that running game going again, maybe some short passes just to get Dayton to slow that pace down a little bit.
Yeah, well, about the pace. They just had a long break out of halftime. Biggest thing for them is getting this first stop right here. Friendswood started off strong on offense and defense. They're going to have to get back to that first drive mentality.
It is now 1st and 15 for the Broncos. Back to pass is Nail. Looking for Santee out here in the flats. He drops it.
Get on the ball. Close to being a backwards pass
right.
Yet again. Good awareness right there by J.P. Yawn, picking up that ball just in case it was going the wrong direction. That's going to bring up a 2nd and long. And I think another adjustment that the Mustangs can make on the offensive side is right now the Broncos they've been bringing a lot of heat, and it's been making Gurdon scramble a little bit. They're just bringing too many guys. They're going to have to adjust those routes and get somebody out open in space.
Absolutely. So it's now 2nd and long. Nail back to pass. Nail unloads. Got a man across the middle. Caught. That is number 4, Jez Thomas, and that's enough for a first down. A lot of space out there in that Friendswood
it looks
secondary.
like a miscommunication right there between Yawn and Sanchez. Threaded it right between them. There's just too much space right there as the two were jawing back and forth about whose fault that was.
Either way, it's a 1st and 10 now for the Broncos. Ball's on their own 40-yard line. Hand off to Brooks. He gets about 1, maybe 2 yards. Right in the heart of that Friendswood defense.
And another thing, the hurry-up is giving them an advantage for us. Friendswood's having a hard time getting their play calls in. You see Coach Crocker down there doing all the hand signals, and they're really trying to get these play calls in. But when you're running that hurry-up, your defense is stuck in base, and then they know exactly what you're running.
Absolutely. Here we go. Twin receivers at both sides. 2nd and 8 for the Broncos. Handoff again to Santee. Santee gets about another yard. Going to bring it about 3rd and 7. And you're right, too. Not only the play call, but the substitutions. You just can't get those guys in.
Absolutely, yeah. No rest for your ones right now. They're going to have to stay in while they're running this hurry-up offense. Crocker doing his very best to get it in, and they're still having a hard time getting their hand down before this ball snapped. Right now, they slow it up just a little bit, Dayton trying to get the play calling from the sideline and try and pick up this 3rd and 8.
Twin receivers to both sides for Nail. Santee offset to his left. Nail rolls to his left. Going to have pressure. He's going to get hit.
Ball is out.
Ball's loose. It's going to be recovered by Dayton. He was hit that time by Mike Hermes. Yet again being disruptive in the backfield, and almost a huge break for the Mustang. But the Broncos get the ball back. However, that's going to be about a 10-yard loss. It's going to be up 4th and long from their own 29-yard line. Great play by Mike Hermes.
Yeah, Nail has been fairly elusive tonight, but Hermes wrapped him up right there and jarred the ball loose. Nail breaking Cardinal sin number 1. Don't leave the ball hanging out there. Tuck that thing away if you're got a defensive presence around you, and let that ball hang out. Easy for Hermes to swat that thing out.
Looks like Halana will be back for the Mustangs on his own 40. That kick is going to be fair caught by Colton right at the 39-yard line for Friendswood. Again, we're just underway here in the 3rd quarter. Friendswood down 12-10 to the Dayton Broncos. 3rd quarter not brought to you by Rebacks and by Pinnacle Construction. Also tonight brought to you by Motor Trends. Owner Todd Yarbrough. Motor Trends is a locally owned and operated pre-owned auto dealership that specializes in customer service and one-price selling. The Yarbrough family invites everyone from the Friendswood Clear Lake area to look us up online at motortrendsonline.com. We'll tell you more about him in a second. Garden, quick toss out to Halana. Got the rudder in 45-50. Ball's popped loose, but he was already out of bounds. He's taking a shot.
Well, Zach Pike again laying some serious wood right there to Halana. Oh, got him in the ribs. He's breathing hard right there. He's going to be all right, but I imagine got the wind knocked out of him. That ball came from about eye level up here in the press box. That thing shot up in the sky. Lucky it was out of bounds.
Yeah, Halana just going to take a quick breather, get his breath back. You already told Coach all good. Revere in there at tailback. Again, you're right about number 7 that time. Excuse me, Shameen. Nice hit. Nice run. And again, we talked about Luke Revere. He's got one speed in one direction, downhill, as fast as he can go.
And it gets him 7 right there exactly. Before he blinked, play's already over, but he picked up 7 yards. I mean, he's short in stature, big dude, big, strong dude, powerful legs. And it's deceiving from up here how big he really is, but he packs a punch.
Yeah, you know that very well. 2nd and 3 now for the Mustangs. Dayton trying to put pressure. Dayton.
It looks like some movement up by Friendswood. I'm not sure where it came from. Everything from here looked good. Might have came from a receiver out top. Looks like he's having a discussion with the referee, possibly Alvarez with the early start right there. And I loved the play they were running right there. Power G toss, getting Big Gibson out in front, Revere on the outside. And like I said earlier, Dayton had not had an answer for pulling Big Mike and Luke Revere.
No, and that's one way we're talking about slowing their defensive pace down. That's how you do it. Get Big Mike out, moving around, get on the outside, let him put some paws on those guys, and let Luke Revere get a couple yards. Now, however, you're back to 2nd and 8 for the Mustangs. New formation, trips right. Revere offset to Gurdon's right side. Gurdon barks it out. Gurdon back to pass. Quick slant. That ball was almost intercepted twice by Dayton.
Oh, Luke Gurdon just throwing the ball behind, and he's looking a little shaky so far tonight, to be completely honest. Gurdon, we've seen him have some excellent performances, but this is not one of them right here. Already has 2 performances tonight, or 2 turnovers tonight, and he's just been a little off. He's looking at his receivers, and his ball's been a little behind, a little too high all night. Gurdon hopefully will dial this in.
Oh, yeah, well, he's got the capabilities to do it, no doubt about it. It's 3rd and 8 for the Mustangs. Trips to the right side. Revere offset. Here come the Broncos putting pressure. Gurdon back to pass. Got a man. That's going to be a little bit high to Christian Lee. Can't bring it down. That's going to bring up a 4th and 8.
Yeah, just like I was saying right there, running that long stick, you really got to be in sync quarterback to receiver. And Lee Truthfully, I think he should have came down with that ball inbounds for the first, hit him in the hand. But, again, you could just tell the timing is a little bit off between Gurdon and his receivers right now.
So that's going to bring up a 4th and 8, brings in Russell Langston to do the kicking duty. Big Mike back there in the protector role. Langston squares it up. Nice little kick. That ball's high. Going to take a Friendswood Mustang bounce inside the 5. They're going to down it. Oh, beautiful kick by Russell Langston down to the 2-yard line of the Dayton Broncos. Russell Langston, he's got an older brother playing some ball. He
loves it. The brother, the mom showing some love to Mr. Rocket Leg down there.
Absolutely. That is how you do it, young man.
Right on the 3-yard line. Mustang's going to try and get Dayton for a safety right here, and that's all thanks to the punter.
Absolutely. You're right. If you get 2 points off of this deal, you put that 2 points under Russell Langston's name.
Absolutely.
Great position now for the defense. Again, you got Hermes put some good pressure last time. Tinger in there as well. Looks like Farrell, Jonathan Farrell. You got your backers crew again. You've got a young Jackson Stevens in at middle linebacker. Done a solid job so far tonight. You got Dane Roney. You got J.P. Yawn. What can they dial up right here? What can Crocker do to put the pressure on? Here comes the pressure. Handoff is inside. It's going to be stonewalled.
I'll tell you what, he's going to end up in the end zone.
Oh, they're going to give him a
yard. But, the sidelines wasn't the safety. Not even close. Forward momentum took him to the 3, but, hey, you got to love the effort.
Sure, absolutely. 1 yard gain. It's going to be a 2nd and 9 now on their own 3-yard line. 7 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Dayton on top of your Mustangs, 12-10. Friendswood trying to even it up with the safety right here. Kyle Speck in there at DT. See if we can get some other numbers in there as well. Hermes off the edge. Yawn on the edge. Handoff again. Tripped up. No, he breaks out. 5, 10, 15. Still on his feet. 20-yard line. Nice run that time by Justin Santee.
Oh, man, they almost had him in the backfield right there. Couldn't tell who that was. Was that Josh Janison on that?
Couldn't see. Couldn't see too tight in there, but I tell you what, he had hands on the ankle.
Absolutely. He was in the backfield, would have brought him down to the half-yard line, sprung out, and, hey, you got to give credit. That man is a hard runner right there.
Absolutely.
Breaking 2 tackles on the play.
1st and 10 for the Broncos. Handoff again to Santee. This time nowhere. That's the play you needed last time.
Oh,
right
man,
there.
see, Santee, he's looking a little gassed right now. Mustangs providing some pressure in that A-gap. Santee not getting anywhere on the halfback dive, stretching it just so we can get back to that line of scrimmage.
Farrell comes back in for Speck in at DT. Twin receivers up top for Dayton. Dayton's starting to slow their offense down a little bit. Maybe having a little bit more trouble getting the plays in. I'm not sure what, but they're definitely playing in Friendswood's advantage to that. And another flag.
Yeah, false start on Dayton. I've had plenty of those tonight.
Another big break for Friendswood's defense.
Yeah, not only does that back them up 5 yards, but they get a little chance to catch their breath, recollect, and get the play call in.
Got Connor Haynes in there at corner right now for Friendswood. Mapp in there at safety along with Sanchez. J.P. Yawn as well. Looks like Ryan Tostado on the right corner. Again, linebacking crew of Roney. Got Jackson Stevens and Yawn in there. And that front 4.
Yeah, watch the pressure right here from Friendswood. Looks like they're bringing some heat. I'm going to bring 4.
Off the edge. We've got a man caught. About a 5-yard gain. Brought down quickly that time by Connor Haynes. That was lovely on the reception. Going to bring down a 3rd and 5 now for the Dayton Broncos. Big play here for the Mustangs. 5:03 left here in the 3rd quarter. 3rd quarter night brought to you by Remax and by Pinnacle Construction. Friendswood owned and operated. Little movement. They're back.
Oh, man. Dayton had that free first down if they snapped the ball right there.
They sure did.
Antsy on the outside. Got a couple of Mustangs to hop off, but they get back right in time.
Big play for this young Friendswood defense. Quick strike. That's going to go through the hands of Lovely. Incomplete. Friendswood holds. Brings up 4th and 5.
Friendswood catches a break right there. Nail is unhappy with his receiver, as it's that same play we were talking about earlier. You got to be in sync, quarterback to receiver on the quick hitch. He had him. Friendswood was playing soft off the ball, went right through his hands. Could have had the first.
Again, you're going to have Colton Halada, who did get back in the game. We felt like he just Need to catch a breather, and he did. He's going to be on his own 45-yard line. Getting ready to return this punt. Be nice to see Colton get a little return here, Justin. This might be returnable. It's short. It is. 45, 50. There he goes. 45, 40. Stay on your feet. Still on his feet. Drug down to the 38. Oh, and a late hit.
Late hit.
Late hit. Yes,
there
sir.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, Johnny Hoy with a foolish play right there.
Absolutely.
Going helmet to helmet with Halata already on the ground. He was brought down to the 38, going to take him all the way to the 23, just outside that hometown bank red zone right there.
Absolutely.
And you can't afford that if you're Dayton. It's a tight game right now. Mental error right there. Just no need. Already on the ground, and Hoy let him have it.
That's the spark I think Justin and Friendswood need. They need a return. You got a senior who's got varsity reps like Colton Halata, got a chance to do something, did it with his feet, and then took a shot to give him 15 more yards. Friendswood in prime position right here, down 12-10, to put some points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. That punt had minimal hang time right there. Nobody was able to get down to Halata, had some time to dance, and when you get a man with some explosive speed like that out in space, he can be very dangerous.
And Halata's not coming out of the ball game, going to stay in the tailback.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he got this one right here.
Trips receiver to the right side. Halata offset to Gurdon's left side here. Gurdon in the pistol as he has been all game. Single receiver lead to the left. Gurdon barks it out. Halata in the middle. Hit him.
Has Halata wide open.
Oh, no.
Oh, and Gurdon throws a pick.
He throws the ball to the right side looking for number 4, and Alex Fluellen.
Halata still standing in the end zone, dumbfounded on how Gurdon did not see him. He ran he ran straight down the field right there.
Straight out of the backfield.
Nobody picked him up. No linebacker picked him up. Missed assignment somewhere on the Broncos side. But, hey, their coach is still going to be happy. That's an interception. And Halata sure looks frustrated right now, and I can't blame him. Gurdon missed 6 and instead turns the ball over when they had excellent field position, and that is his 3rd turnover of the night. Gurdon has not been his usual self.
4:33 left here in the third quarter. Dayton with the ball again inside their own 20. Ball's on the 12-yard line. Friendswood's defense, and again, just as we talked about in the second quarter, there's no rest for the defense. Santee or Brooks, one of the two with the ball. I'll let you know who it is. He's going to get 4 or 5.
Yeah, no, and you're right. I would like to see a time of possession stat. Not going to get it. High school football. But, hey, it just seems like the Mustang offense has not had the ball all night. Defense has been on the field, and they've been running that hurry-up. It's going to take a beating on them.
2nd down and 6 for the Broncos. Another run again. They're just running up the middle. Off to the right side. Here he comes. 15, 25. Excuse me.
Ball's out.
Oh, ball's loose. Ball's loose. All the way 10. 5. No, out of bounds. That is number 20. That is Luke
Sanchez right there, jarring the bar out. He just stripped that man. Held on to it.
Uh-oh. We got some
laundry down. Broncos say it's going to be against the Mustangs. Mustangs think otherwise. We'll see what it is. We'll see if the flag came out before the ball popped.
Again, veteran crew. We've got some vocal by the crowd mic. We'll see if they agree or disagree with this. I got a feeling they're going to disagree. Coach Koopman and Coach Nation.
Oh, Friendswood says they got it.
Yeah, let's see the call. What is the call?
The crowd says Mustang football.
Sure, and you know they're never wrong. It is Mustang football, but we're still not sure what happened. I never saw a call.
No, there is no call as of right now. We'll see where they mark this football. I imagine something occurred on the return because the Mustangs looks like they're getting marked around the 25-yard line.
Huge.
Yeah, they'll get the ball at the 24-yard line, right about where the ball was stripped, actually. So it must have happened behind the play. Not exactly sure what the call was. Never got a signal up here. But regardless, Mustang football, and they started right where about Gurdon threw that interception last drive.
So here we go again.
Couple of changes in momentum.
Two tight ends. Halata, handoff in the middle. Halata, he wants that 6, Justin. I'm telling you right now, after that last punt return, and that last play where he was in the end zone ready, I would keep him in there and just keep handing him the rock.
I tell you what, if you're the Friendswood Mustangs, you go to what has been working so far. You follow Big Mike Gibson. You follow guard tackle on a pull, guard center on a pull, get Halata out in space. The middle has been a little bit jammed, but Halata has had success running. Gurdon's been a little off his game, so give it to your workhorse right here.
Trips up top. Christian Lee offset to the left. Halata pitch back to the left. I like it. Gibson still on a man. They didn't pick up the second block.
Oh, tell you what, had nothing to do with that second block. Number 15 popped back there for the Broncos. Big Mike still got his paws on him and flattened him a little bit, but he made Halata take an awkward route right there, made him loop around on that toss. The goal on the toss to get to the edge and get up the field as quickly as possible, made him take more of a looping route back there and takes a loss right there, and now it's already 3rd and 10 for the Mustangs.
2:45 left here in the third quarter. Friendswood down 2. Trips receivers up right, looking for Lee down to the left side, caught it. First down and more. 10-yard line is Christian Lee inside the Friendswood. Hometown banker Friendswood red zone. The ball is on the 9-yard line. Nice job. A little cushion from the corner. Christian Lee just turn around. Nice pitch and catch.
And now this is where the Mustangs can be very dangerous right here. You got Alvarez. You got Lee. You got Halata. All viable options. Then you got the goal line back, Luke Revere, to punch it in. You got all kinds of things you can work with right here.
Twin tights. Halata with the ball up the middle, got a hole on the right side, hurdles a man, still on his feet. He's going to be down to 1. That guy's still looking for Halata.
Tell you what, you could drive a truck through that hole right there that the O-line created. Halata didn't even know what to do with so much space. Got in it, cut that thing up, nearly got in the end zone, just got to that half-yard line.
And we're going to have a timeout on the field. And while we do, we're going to talk about Motor Trends of Alvin. Again, owned by Tard Yarbrough. It's a Friendswood, Clear Lake area family-run business over on FM 528, right on the border of Friendswood and Alvin. They got a great selection of trucks, SUVs, sports cars, and sedans. Tard Yarbrough and Motor Trends support Friendswood Athletics. And again, tonight, this game is brought to you by Pinnacle Construction Industries of Friendswood, owned by Cody Owen. Pinnacle Construction, proud supporter of Friendswood, been building commercial construction projects in the Gulf Coast area for over 20 years. Contact Pinnacle Construction when you need a good quality project at a reasonable price. Friendswood, proud. The timeout on the field is done. 2:15 left here in the third. Dayton on top, 12-10. Friendswood knocking on the door in the hometown banker Friendswood red zone. It is 2nd, and we'll give him 1. And I personally we don't want to see anything but Colton Halata with the ball in his hands right here. Nothing fancy, just punch it in. Halata offset to Gurdon's right. Halata with the ball. Halata with the 6. Friendswood's on top. Friendswood's on top, 16-12. Koopman's keeping the men on the field going for 2.
Smart call right there, trying to stretch this thing to 6. And that's simple football right there.
Sure.
That's just you outmanning him. You got a big O-line. Follow him. You got a solid running back with great speed, quickness, agility. Just simple halfback dive, punch it in.
You know what Friendswood's offense has done better this half is they've slowed that Dayton pressure down by mixing things up a little bit. Yeah, they've had the turnover, no doubt about it, but you can run the ball effectively like you did in the first quarter. Dayton's not going to be able to come in and just, all as wild as they were in that second quarter, and Friendswood's taking advantage of it. Trips receivers to the right side, Gurdon, empty backfield, and now we're going to have a timeout from Coach Koopman, it looks like. He's trying to get his 2-point conversion set.
See, that's one of those things where you hate to waste a timeout this early, already in the third quarter, a tight game. Hopefully that does not come back to bite the Mustangs later.
That's a good point, but also you got to look at it this way, is that
2 points worth a timeout?
How critical is this 2 points going to be?
Well, I tell you what, there is a reason that Dayton has 12 points on the board because they cannot execute another 50% on that extra point.
Yep.
Now, I think it's absolutely worth it.
Yeah, I agree. According to the scoreboard, Dayton just took a timeout, but I'm going to say that this was Friendswood's timeout right here. So
the timeouts on the scoreboard have not been too reliable today. So
first game for everybody.
Absolutely.
First game jitters for all of us.
All working out the kinks.
Again, thank you guys for joining us tonight here on the inaugural broadcast of MCS Sports. We are excited to have this opportunity this year to work through Friendswood High School, Friendswood ISD. And on the board tonight, first of all, we wouldn't be on the air without Piper Robertson. So I'm just going to give Piper you're doing a great job over there. I know you'd love to talk right now, but you don't have a mic. So I'm going to do it for you. Piper Robinson, I mean, he is the mixer extraordinaire over there. You wouldn't hear our beautiful voices without that young man. So thank you, Piper. Friendswood going for two. Gurdon on the rollout. Man, wide open.
Zamora.
In the back of the end zone, Zach Zamora.
Oh, great play design right there. Gurdon to the right. All the other receivers going to the right from the left side. Drifting all the way across. Zamora starts on the right, drifts left. The defense does not see him sneak back there. Wide open and easy too. Love the play call.
We're going to take a quick break here on MCS Sports Broadcast. There's 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Friends was up 18-12. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports. And welcome back to Dayton's Bronco Stadium, where Friendswood has just gone on top 18-12. The kick from Alvarez, nice boot down to the 5-yard line. It's going to be returned by Dayton up to the 20. We're going to get him right at the, how about the 20?
That was interesting. Lovely looked around when he caught the ball like he wasn't supposed to catch it. He was looking confused. Took some time, talked to his buddy a little bit, make sure he was doing something right. You know, takes that ball. Could have got to the 25.
Absolutely. Well, Joe, this has been a much different Friendswood's defense than we saw in the first half. They're starting to, grow up a little bit. For Friendswood, there's several sophomores on this team. He'll be coming in at the safety position. Good to get these young guys some experience. Got Rod Hutchison on the sideline trying to fire the Friendswood faithful up. A lot of Friendswood folks made the long trip to Dayton. That's going to be a short gain of about 2. And that's one thing you Friendswood fans got to get used to this year. The travel, not like last year where everything was in the Clear Lake neighborhood. Got a lot of travel, but a great contingent of Friendswood fans showing up here for game 1. And those of y'all that didn't, appreciate you joining Justin and I tonight on MCS Sports. Twin receivers of both sides for the Dayton Broncos. Nice swim move that time by Tinger. Pass caught. Ball's on the 40-yard line. That's going to be caught by Lovely. Lovely has some words. Gets a nice pat on the head that time from Wade Winter. That is going to be a first down for the Dayton Broncos, and they're in Friendswood territory.
Yeah, Sanchez just a couple steps behind right there, trying to key on Lovely. Lovely just wide open in space. Sanchez is just a tad behind. He's got to clean that up.
Hilton comes off the field just in time as Dayton's already snapped the ball. There they go. Run up the middle. Santee. That is not Santee. That's Brooks. They do a good job of getting those guys in, and they are right now gashing the Friendswood defense, bringing some of the quick set downs, coming in to give another breather. They are trying to get guys off the field. It's tough. Another run by Brooks. Outside. 5. Touchdown, Dayton Broncos. And that's just a gassed Friendswood defense, Justin. That's all that is.
Well, coach is going to rip them in film tomorrow morning. That was just a lack of effort right there on Friendswood. I mean, Brooks could just jog into the end zone right there. All he had to do was get outside, didn't have to dodge anybody, didn't have to break a tackle, just trot into the end zone right there. Friendswood was just looking beat out there right now after that play.
Yeah, they're trying to get guys off the field. They can't get them off in time.
Oh, hey, look at this. Dayton's going for 2 in a tie ball game.
18, tie game. What in the world? Dayton throws it up. It is caught. 2-point conversion is good.
Oh, to Rogers. And they ran the same play Friendswood did.
They
had Rogers leak all the way, had the whole play roll right, Rogers start right, and leak left. and nobody saw him in the back of the end zone.
Wow, that is a taste of their own medicine for
And
the Mustangs.
why go for 2?
I had no
What's
idea.
the explanation?
It's an 18-18
It makes
ball game.
no difference. I guess they just don't trust that PAT unit after the last incident.
It has been dicey. You're right. So now it's Dayton 20, Friendswood 18. I'm stunned. You know, another reason you go for 2 there, Justin, is the fact that, again, the timing issue this year. Friendswood's gassed. They're not having time to get guys off. You know, if you've got a special teams unit, you go out there for field goal block or extra point block. You've got the same group out there. I don't know why. I'm still kind of confused on why. But the bottom line is for Dayton, it was effective.
At Friendswood, even the kick team right now, guys are walking out to their position. They look gassed. The whole team does. And they got some poor body language. They're down 2 points.
Absolutely.
They're down 2 points.
With a quarter left.
Yeah, and they're going to have to turn that around. You look at Dayton, they're jogging out. They're hyped up, and I know they just scored, but Friendswood has got to react to that because right now they just look gassed. You got hands on hips, heads down, guys walking to their spots. They looked gassed, and they're going to have to turn that around.
Yeah, if I'm Dayton right here, I'll tell you what, I'm dialing up the pressure right
Agreed.
off the bat.
Completely agree.
21 seconds left here in the third quarter. Your Mustangs down 2 to Dayton, 20-18. They've been in this situation before, have answered before. Last time with a lot better field position. Dayton's lining up for their short kick. We'll see where this one goes. Got Zamora and Halada deep, but they're not going to get the ball.
That one's...
He can be caught at the 20-yard line, 25-30, 35-40. Got some room, 45-50, knocked out of bounds. Great return.
Looks like Dawson Johnson yet again.
That is Johnson, yes,
and
sir.
Like I said before, why pooch it 10 yards shorter to another athlete?
I would agree with you there.
They have not had any success with it.
Real quick, we got a few scores from District 10 5A. Ball on top of Lamarck, 27-10 in the fourth quarter. How about Shadow Creek? 43-7 over Summer Creek. Summer Creek, second-round playoff victim last year of Friendswood. Shadow Creek, first-year varsity. Welcome to varsity, boys.
Not bad.
Not big. Texas City down to the El Campo Riceburgs, 21-14. Foster still down to College Station, 26.
And that College Station game was in state last year. They might.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they won state.
They did, and they're number 7 this year. So Foster to be reckoned with. And Friendswood just going to run the last play of the quarter. Nope, they're going to run the play. And we got a man down for Dayton. That's going to take a quick break. But Friendswood's just trying to run that out. And is there a flag on the field?
There is a flag. There is a flag down.
Officials have an official timeout on the field.
And looks like he just made a holding gesture. And already, that's a drive killer. Already first down. And that's been the story for Friendswood tonight. Just sloppy football. Would you agree?
Yeah,
I mean, you had 3 turnovers. I don't have the penalty numbers, but I'd like to think they're close to 100 yards in penalties.
Absolutely, yeah. Just the there's been a plethora of penalties, really on both sides, but Friendswood's starting to add up a little bit more now, and that's starting to cost you in a game, a 2-point game like this. That could be the difference. So it is first down and 19.
Well, that's going to take them to the quarter.
And that will do it. Fourth quarter, here we come. Last 12 minutes. Friendswood down 2 to Dayton, 20-18. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports Broadcast.
With 7 locations to serve you, including 2 in Friendswood at FM 528 and Bay Area Boulevard and on South Friendswood Drive, Hometown Bank is your community bank with hometown pride. They are locally owned and operated, which means customers come first, and they work hard to make Friendswood a great place to live by sponsoring local events and charities that further serve the community we share. Their personable staff will make you feel at home right from the start. Do you like your bank? You should. Maybe it's time to learn the community bank difference. Visit Hometown Bank on the web at htbna.bank. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to Bronco Stadium here, where your Friendswood Mustangs are starting the fourth quarter down 2 to the Dayton Broncos due to a 2-point conversion after the last score from Dayton to tie this thing up. Friendswood's offense, Justin, has to find a way to get back in sync.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, they've looked a little sloppy, and Halada was gashing them in that first half with the run. But when you got no pass game right now, you can key on the run.
Right, absolutely. Well, we'll see what they're going to do here. 1st and 19. Well, right now we're trying to get sorted out on the field on where exactly to put the chains, and they're going to move the chains back 2 yards. So now it's 1st and 17. And Friendswood's going to have the ball on their own 37-yard line, moving left to right. Again, just starting the final 12 minutes of this ball game. Opener for both teams here at Broncos Stadium. Friendswood Twins up, movement. We're going to have a flag. We do not. Ball is dropped by Christian Lee.
And that ball right there is on the money from Gurdon. Lee's got to come down with that. And, yes, Dayton definitely jumped right there. I don't believe he crossed the line.
Okay.
Definitely jumped by Big 77 Tanton inside, falling for the hard count, but didn't cross that line apparently. And Christian Lee missed an easy opportunity for some serious yardage right there.
Alex Fluellen back in the game now for J.P. Yawn. So you're going to have Fluellen and Zamora offset to the left. Looks like going to have Monroy offset, single receiver to his right. Halata standing to block. That ball's off Monroy's hands and out of bounds.
I understand the drop right there by Monroy. It looked like number 15 for Dayton almost had a shot at the interception right there.
Yeah.
He was ready to play that ball off of a tip, just clears his hands, and then hits him in the numbers.
Yeah.
Had a shot at it, and now it's 3rd and forever still. Last time it was this deep, Gurdon panicked, turned the ball over. Right here, you can't afford a turnover. You can't let Dayton get up 2 scores and in your territory off a sloppy field position.
Gurdon's got to be frustrated. Those last 2 passes were where he wanted him to be, and they just couldn't come down with it. So it is 3rd and long now for Luke Gurdon. Luke back to pass. Luke throws across the middle. That ball's tipped and almost, well, it's incomplete either way. Almost intercepted. That ball was going to Christian Lee. A little high. Got a hand on it. Scary tip. Ball popped loose, but instead.
Easily could have been another turnover right there. And Gurdon looks flustered. He had time in the pocket. He had a good pocket, good protection right there. Left that back foot off the ground. He didn't stay square, didn't plant, push off the back foot. He lifted it up and threw the whole thing with his upper body. He didn't have enough juice on it right there.
Just a little skittish back there on those plays. Russell Langston coming in for punt. Last time he put a good one down inside the Bronco 10. This one takes not a good Friendswood bounce at all. Ryan Helton downs the ball right at the 50-yard line. Hit on about the 42.
Yeah, it's going to be about a 13-yard punt. Not what you want to see right there.
No, absolutely not. I know Russell's frustrated, especially after that last one he did, but, hey, that's the life of a kicker right there.
Absolutely. You got to bounce back and hit the next one. I mean, hey, you average those out, you're still having a decent night.
That sure is. Friendswood's defense, Justin, here is the time to grow up right here. They just gave up the score. They as you said, they looked a little tired, looked a little gassed, hands on hips. This is an opportunity to rise up.
If I'm Friendswood right here, I'd dial up some sort of pressure.
Absolutely.
They look like they're a little down right now. They need a big momentum play.
Can we see some linebacker action maybe from Roney or from Stevens? We'll see.
The Mustangs do bring 5 right there as they send Roney off the edge. Roney does not get in on the tackle, but provides the pressure, forces them in, and only gain a 2 right there.
That's good. Again, slow that running back down. This time it's Brooks back in there for Santee. Santee Brooks back and forth. A.J. Nail been at quarterback all game for the Broncos. Brooks again on the run, trying to find some room inside. Nothing doing.
Oh, swallowed up right there by Farrell inside.
That was big.
Didn't have anywhere to go. Good job, big boy Farrell inside.
He did. He had one hand on the blocker, one hand on the running back. And that's going to bring up now a 3rd and long for Dayton. Passing down for A.J. Nail. Nail was effective early. We'll see what he's got. They haven't passed the ball much. Nail back to pass. Hermes trying to get him. Can't. Ball is going to be, is it caught? Yes, it is caught. Tiptoed.
And that's an absolute dart thrown by Nail right there to Lovely. And that's been the connection he likes. Lovely gets in the face of his defender right there. Looks like Tostado on him. I mean, that's just an excellent ball by Nail.
And an excellent catch by Lovely. Lovely just tiptoed. They're on the 1st and 10 now. They're on the Mustang 34. Nice job that time getting in. We're going to get a number on that.
Well, it looks like Roney. Oh, no, that was Stevens.
That was big.
That was Stevens,
Stevens,
the sophomore, making a big play.
Nice job from that young man right there.
Dayton already to the line, hurrying it up.
Here it goes, 2nd and 10. We're going to see another run by Brooks. We are. And it's going to be swallowed up by the Mustangs.
A whole host of Mustangs right there, led by Hermes, just swallowed him up. 3-yard loss right there.
Also, Seth Downs in there from the defensive tackle position got in there as well. 3rd and 12, and another passing down for A.J. Nail. Can Friendswood secondary just shut this one down? Need one stop here, fellas. One stop. Twin receivers
and
both sides.
If they pick up a few yards here, they are in go-for-it territory.
Absolutely. Nail back to pass. Got time. Now he's being pressured. He's going to be brought down. It's going to be a sack.
Oh, that's Hermes.
Mike Hermes again. That is just enough for a sack.
And I still wouldn't put going for it quite out of it for Dayton. It is 4th and away. It looks like 4th and 14. You might see a little quick punt here from a quarterback.
Well, Nail is
off. But I would not put it past Dayton right here.
You're right. This the perfect position of the field.
Absolutely, absolutely. And their defense has been holding strong for most of the night.
Well, Halata is going to go back right about to his own 10. Dayton does get the kickoff. It's a short wobbler, but it's going to be just where they want it. It's going to be inside the 10. It's going to be
into the end
zone for the touchback.
Good effort right there by Pike, almost getting it laying out, but the ball does get into the end zone, and the Mustangs will have much better field position.
8:43 left here in the ball game. We're going to take a quick break on MCS Sports. We'll be right back. Friendswood down 2 to Dayton, 20-18.
This segment is brought to you by Dr. Joe Danke at Select Spine and Sports Medicine. Dr. Danke is the only certified sports chiropractor in Friendswood, and his goals are always to get you out of pain and back to action as fast as possible. Select Spine and Sports Medicine provides the best treatment options for neck and back pain as well as sports-related injuries. To find out more, visit chiropractorfriendswood.com.
20-yard line. That's going to be a run that time by Halata. We'll give him about 3 yards on that. This might be the drive of the game for Friendswood. 8:34 left. Still plenty of time. But if nothing else, if they don't get a score, they at least got to get some field position to give themselves one more good opportunity. I personally would like to see a drive all the way to the end zone. And I got a feeling I'm not the only one here. Twin receivers to the right. Tight end to the left. Halata offset the Gurdon's right. Halata with the run. Halata trying to find a block. Got one. Trying to get outside. Still on his feet. Give that man about 3 more yards. Going to bring about a 3rd and 2 now for Friendswood. 7:58 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter night brought to you by Genergy and Motor Trends. Friendswood owned and operated.
Yeah, Halata right there doing a good job of following Morgan and Mitchell, being patient on that run. It was not there initially, but followed his blocks, let him develop, and picked up a decent gain to make it 3rd and manageable.
Double tight for Friendswood, offset. Halata to the right. Halata with the ball. I don't know. Halata's going to be short.
Oh, he's getting a good push at the end there. It's going to be very close.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be very close. Initially looked short from here. Looks like it's going to be about 4th and a half a yard, just about a football length away. But he is short. Big
29.
Yeah, big call for Friendswood here. Yeah, not a favorable spot for the Mustangs. Looks like he just cracked the 29 to me, but they're going to mark him. Knows the football, just going to touch the 29. Has to get all the way to the 30. Big play call here for the Mustangs as they're
bringing in Dane Roney.
Dane Roney, blocker or runner.
Yep, you're right. We'll see. He's going to be in a fullback position.
Hey, I would not be surprised if they just hard count here, trying to get him to jump.
Instead, they give it to Roney.
Oh, and they got it.
First down, Dane Roney.
First down and more. Took it all the way out to the 34-yard line. Roney.
Give that man some carries.
Absolutely. 1 for 4, not a bad average.
Absolutely. He's going to take a breather, doesn't need it. Probably wants to play some more. Either way, nice job by Dane Roney.
And bold call by the coaching staff of Friendswood. They want this drive to continue on.
Trips receivers to the right side. Single receiver looks like Lee up top. Back to pass is Gurdon. Going to Lee across the middle.
Oh, and he got absolutely crunched right there by Pike. And
yeah, we're going to have to take a timeout on that.
Man, tell you what, though, I thought 7 was there early. He was on Lee's hip.
Yeah, That ball was high. Lee went up to get it, and you're right. There might have been some contact early. No flag on the play. Coach Koopman is going to want to know with the official right now. He's in his ear. Want to know exactly what you and I are talking about. Why was that not a flag? Timeout here on the field. We're going to tell you real quick about. We're not going to tell you about anything because already Christian Lee is up and coming back to the sideline. He is not going to stay down long. Good job, young man. Again, I give Lee a lot of credit. He went up in double coverage that time to get that thing. Knew he was going to take a shot.
You just got to go up and be a ball player sometimes, and the teammates are going to respect you for it.
Absolutely. I respect him as well. And Coach Koopman is still wondering for the officials why there was no flag on that. But instead, it's now 2nd and 10. 6:17 left here in the ball game from Dayton, Texas. Broncos Stadium, Game 1. Friendswood's first game as a member of District 10, 5A, Division 1. Gurdon hands off to Halata. Halata found a hole. Might be enough. No, it's going to be about a yard short.
Yeah, about a yard short. And Roney remains on the bench.
You ready to see him again, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. Why not?
Sure. 3rd down and 1 for the Friendswood Mustangs. 5:55 left here. They're on the Dayton 43-yard line. Handoff Halata again. 1st down and then some. Halata, I like the way he's churning right now.
Absolutely. He's keeping his feet going. He knows how important this drive is. With only 5:47 on the clock, this drive is crucial. 2-point game, anything can happen.
Other District 10 5A scores from last night. Hightower took the first loss of the season, lost to Travis. Angleton 63-14 last night winner. We'll get more in a second. This district's going to be a lot of fun. Gurdon rolls to his right. Looking for a man. Oh, there's got to be a penalty. There's a penalty. There it is.
That's going to be a 1st down for the Mustangs. He was looking.
That Monroy on that one.
Yeah, looking for Monroy right there. Just got tripped up by Robinson, and they will take the free yardage right there. Sure. Zamora thought he was open down there, but decent coverage. Gurdon did not want to force it. Checked it down to the 5-yard drag across, and it's going to pay off.
Absolutely. It's going to bring up now a 1st down inside. Well, let's see where they mark this. It'll be in Dayton territory right at the.
Okay, they're going to call it pass interference, I believe.
Looks like 42-yard line. So
pass
a little bigger penalty. So the ball is spotted on Dayton's 42. Friendswood field goal gives them the lead. Of course, they'd much rather have the 6. 5:22 left here in the ball game. There's a flag. Timeout, Dayton.
And that is their 2nd. We've been keeping track. It's half.
Yes, we have. Even though a scoreboard operator may not.
Oh, they're on their game right now.
Yes, sir, they are. This game tonight is also brought to you by JSC Credit Union. Remember, we have school spirit. What about you? JSC Federal Credit Union offers Friendswood High School Mustang mascot ATM and debit cards. Parents, students, and staff show your school spirit with your very own Mustang mascots card. Visit jscfcu.org for more information on those mascot cards and our other products and services available. JSC Federal Credit Union, home of the Friendswood High School Mustang mascot card with 2 Friendswood branch locations. One more reminder, next Friday night, Henry Winston, the debut of the 2018 Mustangs. Clearbrook, Friendswood, the Battle of Friendswood, 6A versus 5A. If you're wondering how to get to the game, never fear, FISD shuttles. Go to Bales, go to Centennial. They'll get you to the ball game. You don't have to worry about the Uber. You don't have to worry about how am I going to get in that parking lot. Friendswood ISD has you taken care of. Well, the clock says 12 minutes. We know that's wrong. And the handoff goes to Halata. 1st and 10 is now going to be 2nd and 7. The quarter clock now says 11:49. It should be 5:21 and counting. And the officials,
they're going to have to correct that. That is quite the discrepancy. I mean, I'd love some more football. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, no, absolutely. Who wouldn't? But, if you're Dayton, you're thinking that's usually the time when the time here would take time off the clock when you're up 2.
Oh, right.
But, again, that's just me. We'll get this squared away. While we do, I'll update the other District 10 5A. And I'm just going to tell you, Justin, I'm excited about this district. I mean, the teams
loaded, absolutely loaded.
ball high in the battle of the Causeway on top of Lamarck, 34-14 right now. Texas City still cannot get a handle on the Ricebirds for El Campo, down 21-14. Foster only down 3 to state-ranked College Station. Hightower lost last night by 7. Angleton, big winner. Terry lost 9-7. And again, Shadow Creek, 43-7. Welcome to varsity football. Here we go, 5:08 and counting. Trips to the right side. Gurdon going to Christian Lee. Caught! Christian Lee still on his feet. Look at that guy go. First down and then some. And he's in the hometown pick of Friendswood red zone at the 18-yard line of Dayton.
Christian Lee gets back in the game after being down for a moment and shows some fire immediately.
Absolutely.
Keeps the feet churning, picks up that extra yardage, almost got 10 after contact.
4:43 in the ball game. Friendswood is in Bronco red zone territory. Trips receiver to the right side. Gurdon hands up to Halata. Halata got a little running room left side. Still on his feet. 10, 5, inside the 5. They're going to call him out at the
It was about 3-yard line right there.
3-yard line.
Hey, Halata. Dayton brought some serious pressure right there, but they just pushed it to the wrong gap. Halata was able to spring through the end, getting a little further up in the tackle, and Halata just shot through it.
Absolutely. 4:26. Clock is stopped for just a second as they're resetting. Here we go. Tight formation. Double tight for the Mustangs. Halata with the ball. Halata up the middle. Halata's in the end zone. Mustangs on top again. 24-20. We'll let them get the extra point first before I get overly excited. 4:22 left in the ball game.
I tell you what, that was just too simple. We've been harping on the Friendswood D getting tired from that Dayton hurry-up, but they just marched nearly the entire length of the field.
Absolutely.
Picked up a 4th down in their own territory. That is an excellent drive by the Mustangs. Utilized nearly every one of their top players right there, marching them down the field.
Yep. And they're going to go for 2.
Go for 2. Try and stretch it to 6.
Gurdon empty backfield, and they're going to call another timeout on their 2-point conversion.
Paid off for them last time.
I mean, you can't argue.
And apparently Dayton has no faith in their PAT team.
That's true.
So that's exactly what I would do. You absolutely have to get this 2-point conversion because it's essentially just a 1-touchdown game.
So 4:22 left here in the ball game. We're going to kind of watch and see the personnel Friendswood does here. I wouldn't mind seeing another Roney come in there. Let him be a little decoy, blocking back. I'll be honest, I'm not a bad fan of putting the ball in the air right here. However, that being said, the last time they did that was the play where you're talking about Zamora in the back of the end zone. So
yeah, no, I agree. It's always harder to pass down here in the red zone, condensed field. It's definitely tougher. Everything's more packed in. When you got a runner like Halata, it's hard to not give him the ball.
No, absolutely. Fluellen is in a receiver. You've got Christian Lee far left, Monroy to the right. I don't see Alvarez in there right now. Looks like Zamora is in the slot. Halata in a wing formation. Halata's in motion, moving to the right now. Gurdon, empty backfield. Gurdon back to pass, got a man. Halata, one hand and dropped.
Halata definitely had the opportunity to bring 2 hands in right there. Don't know why he tried to go for 1. I mean, I think the pass was led him a little too far. Nobody picked him up wide open in the flats. Tried to one-hand. I think he had an opportunity to bring 2 around, but tried to stick it with the 1. Bounced right off his hands.
24-20. Your Friendswood Mustangs are on top of Dayton. 4:22 left in the ball game. And that young Friendswood defense, they're going to get a growing experience right here. This will be their, hopefully we're going to say this should be their last series of the game, Just if they can hold them.
Yeah, absolutely. Dayton down to 1 timeout. Friendswood gets the ball back. And they just got to march it down the field, and they've been having success on the running game. It would be hard for Dayton to stop.
Coach Crocker has his troops ready to go over there on that sideline. Again, got a few young sophomores in there. You know what, though? The growing pains, that's what the first half is for. Okay, you've grown up now. You've had time. The lights are still on the way they were earlier. It's time to come out and play now and show why you're on the varsity. Friendswood was offsides on the kickoff. Saw that one a mile away, and so did the umpire.
Oh, yeah, not even close. It's a shame because that was an absolute rocket of a kick.
Sure was.
The ball didn't land until it was halfway in the end zone, and that's going to cost the Mustangs. Going to take them back 5.
Coach Ted Thomas unhappy with his troops. He'd just gone out in the field. He was 15 yards deep, talking to them, letting them know what to do. Stay in your lanes. Instead, one guy just got too excited.
And that's not going to make special teams guru Ted Thomas too happy.
No.
And many coaches are going to be unhappy with their guys for the amount of penalties collected.
Oh.
And like we said, first game, growing pains, young guys, it's going to happen. But there has been an absolute excess tonight.
JP Yon looks like he just cramped up a little bit right there.
Going to get that man some pickle juice.
Looks like going to be Jackson Stevens going to come in. Jackson Stevens done a great job tonight at middle linebacker for his first start, getting there on special teams. Again, just a sophomore. JP Yon is over there. You're right. Going to treat that young man. So give that boy a little of that green sauce, but trying to work it out. Now we have a timeout. No, we don't. We're just going to have, that's right. They thought we were going to re-kick it, but instead they're going to take it on the 30-yard line. So Dayton will start this drive at their own 30. They've got to go 70 yards to take the lead. 4:22 left. They can move fast. Twin receivers to the left. Offset back is Brooks. That is Santee, excuse me. Nail back to pass. You're looking for Santee. That's got a ball intercepted.
Oh, nearly intercepted right there.
Was that Roney?
That was Roney. Had a chance at it.
Dang.
Oh, man, I tell you what, Nails, he was absolutely panicking right there.
And Roney and Stickum,
yeah,
baby. Had Stickum.
Had Spiller in hot pursuit. Panicked, and Roney, oh, boy, work on those hands. We'll get you some more offensive snaps.
Absolutely, and he's already slapped himself twice in the head. He knows. You don't get that many opportunities to touch the ball, and when you do, you want to make them count, and he'll make the next one count, Justin. You guarantee you. Second down. This time they get the ball to Santee up the middle. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, Santee had a serious head of steam right there, but Hermie stymied him right there.
Yes.
Good job of taking him down. 3rd and 5. Crucial down right here.
Got Farrell coming off the field just in the nick of time. Hands off to Santee or not.
He's gonna be about a yard short. Oh, I imagine they hurry up and go for this thing.
Oh, absolutely.
39-yard line, their own 39. Friendswood trying to get the play call in and hype up the crowd.
3:40
and they are going for it.
4th and 1. This will be it, and there's your timeout.
Oh, and Friendswood had to use it, and Coach Crocker is upset. Somebody was not lined up properly, and he had to use the timeout right there. And again, in the close game, timeouts are key right there. And I believe Friendswood's already used that should be all of them, is it not?
I think that's the third.
Yeah, the board. Yeah, again, yeah, the board is a little off because both extra points they used the timeout, and that's number 3 right there. Hopefully that does not come back to bite them, because if they get marching down that whole field with no timeouts, that is going to be a difficult task. They're going to put all their eggs in one basket and just stop them right here and have this game be over with.
So 3:33 on the clock. If Friendswood holds, this is it. This is the play of the ball game right here for the Mustangs. Can they do it? Got 1 yard to hold. Coach Crocker's got his troops set.
Tell you what, see it now. If I'm Dayton, I'm putting in Santee right there, the power back, but they're going with Brooks.
They are. Here we go. Twin receivers to the right, twin receivers to the left. Mustangs clogging the middle. Nail trying to draw him off sides. Backs it up. He's got 19 seconds on the play clock. Friendswood not biting. Nail hands off to Brooks. I don't know.
Stuffed.
No.
That's going to be Mustang football. Dayton says he got it, but not a chance. That's going to be Mustang ball.
No way.
Oh, he's stuffed about a yard shy.
And that is a big stop by the Fritz. Is that Farrell with no helmet on? Farrell got in there and got dirty.
Getting in the mix. That's what you got to do as a D tackle.
That's Blaze Hilton.
Blaze Hilton getting in the mix right there. That's what you love from your big boys in the interior. You create the push. Everybody flows around you. That is sound Mustang defense right there. Worth the timeout.
Absolutely.
Now you just got to tick this clock away, and the ball game is yours. But you got a good bit of time to tick off.
You do. That drive didn't take very long at all for the Dayton Broncos. I don't have any idea how many timeouts they have left. The clock, the board says 2.
Oh, well, no, the board says 0.
Oh, the board
The Mustangs have 2, and that's not right. And I believe the Dayton should have 1 timeout.
I think they have one as
well. They should have 1 timeout.
Well, we're going to find out here shortly because they're fixing to use them all. Halada in the backfield, offset to Gurdon's left side. Halada up the middle. A couple of first downs would be nice. Halada bounces outside, stay in bounds. He runs out of bounds.
Halada, how about that shot right there?
Yeah.
A little pancake action from your receiver.
Halada does run out of bounds. It's going to stop the clock.
Yeah, Halada, great run. You got to use your smarts right there. You got to slide down inbounds, run 40 seconds off of that clock.
Instead, it's 3:20. Clock stop. 1st and 10, though, for the Mustangs as they do get good yardage. Ball's now on the Dayton Bronco 26-yard line. Halada still in there at tailback. Handoff to Halada. Falls his blockers. He's just going to go down right there, and he does.
There you go. Yeah, got a little tangled up right there. Looked like Miles Morgan on the pull, just taking a little too long getting around right there. Halada ran into some traffic. Only picked up 2 right there, but the clock is now under 3 minutes and still ticking.
Again, Friends are looking for their first win of this young season in their new District 10 5A. Many District 10 5A teams got their first win, some last night, some tonight. Friends was trying to join that ranks and get these young players some good opportunities. You don't want to see that right there.
Stops the clock, backs you up 5. 2nd and 13 now for the Mustangs. One of the many false starts tonight.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what you cannot have right there. You'd almost rather take a knee and take some more time off the clock.
Yep, you're right. Oh, that's it.
It's brutal.
2:34, and it was counting, even though it shouldn't be.
And if you're Dayton, you're going to want some more time on the clock right there. I don't know if any coach noticed, but they ticked about 8 extra seconds off of the clock right there. And Dayton is going to use one of their timeouts.
So 24-20, Friendswood on top. 2:30 left in the ball game. Dayton, maybe their last timeout, maybe one more. We will let you know. Fourth quarter night brought to you by Genergy, Motor Trends of Alvin. Also, thank you for other sponsors tonight: Remax, Pinnacle Construction, Frank's Collision Centers, Hometown Bank of Friendswood. After the game, we will wrap this up with the post-game show, the Frank's Collision Centers post-game show. We'll have our play and player of the game. We'll get you set up for next week's Battle of Friendswood versus the Clearbrook Wolverines. And then we'll sign off and get ready for the weekend. Labor Day weekend, 3-day holiday for most of you, I hope. But for some of us, it's not. So
not for me.
Okay.
I'll be working.
Proud of you.
Never stops.
That's just the grind.
Absolutely. Getting used to it.
Yes, sir. 2:30 left here in this ball game. 2nd and 12 for the Mustangs. Bunch set to the right side. Toss to the right to Luke Revere. Luke Revere, he's going to go. 20, 15. He's out of bounds. My goodness, that guy wants pay dirt.
He showed some serious burst right there on the outside. You know, it's tough to run in these situations. You're packing the box. If you're Dayton right now, you think everything's coming inside. If you're the Mustangs, you don't really want to take a chance going outside on a pitch to have him step out of bounds. But Revere did a great job of not stretching that one too far out. He saw a hole, cut that thing up, and picked up some big yardage. Clock stops right now. He did step out of bounds at the end of that run.
He wants that 6 points. Look, he's still in there right now.
2:20 remaining.
They're going to pitch to Revere, I think, to the left. They're going to hand off to Revere coming around the right side.
Got space.
Big Mike, block, touchdown, Luke Revere. Big Mike with just a kill shot.
That was too easy. Sitting duck for Big
Oh,
Mike.
my God.
When you got about 100 pounds on somebody, that's easy pickings.
My goodness. Luke Revere with the 6. Well-deserved. And, again, he's got to go pat Big Mike on the helmet. That gives Friendswood 30 for the game with the extra point pending. And that should about do it for tonight's ball game. 30-20 Friendswood. 2:14 left in the game.
Yeah, Dayton's going to need a miracle at this point to pull this one off. No timeouts. I don't see it happening. Should be a Mustang W.
Extra point in Alvarez. That ball is up. That ball is good. Friendswood up 31-20. We're going to take our last break here for a while here on MCS Sports. Mustangs up 31-20.
I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
7 locations
When I grow
to
up,
serve you,
I want to be a
including
kid's
2
first
in
computer.
Friendswood.
When I
And welcome back to Bronco Stadium, where your Mustangs have now gone on top 31-20. Things are just starting to click now for the Friendswood Mustangs. 2:14 left here in the ball game. Kick goes off to the 5. It is bobbled, picked up. Now back to the
he might get safety.
He is down to the 2-yard line.
That's not what you need at the start of a miracle.
You are not kidding.
Goodness. Panic mode right there for the Broncos. 2:07 remain, 31-20 in favor of the Mustangs.
Wow. Yeah, that's the last thing you want as a Bronco is to have the kick return go backwards. But instead, you do.
Well, ball's going to be placed at the 1.5-yard line. No sense in Friendswood trying to dial up too much pressure to get this safety. Just stay in base, play smart football.
Right, play smart here. Nail, hands off the ball.
Well, they're going to get that safety anyway.
That safety. Give him that safety. You got it.
Dane Roney wraps him up.
Baby,
and he knows what the safety signal is, and he's going to show the Broncos still chopping it up.
He's doing it all.
He wants to stretch this lead out a little bit. 33-20.
Nice
Dane
job.
Roney.
I tell you what, that makes up for that missed interception earlier. That safety, that is golden right there for Dane Roney.
Have a ball game. You're trying to get it earlier when you really needed it, and now you didn't need it, but you got it.
But you know what? You take
when
it.
a defensive player has a shot at any kind of glory to get their name called, they are all over it. Great play right there, Dane Roney.
33 for the Mustangs, 20 for the Broncos. And this momentum has completely shifted.
Absolutely. The way things were going earlier after the Broncos had gone up, I mean, Friendswood looked a little defeated coming out there.
Sure did.
They really did. But things turned quickly, and I believe that's 15 unanswered. 18-20?
Yes, that's right.
15 unanswered points right there for the Mustangs.
Great job by Friendswood. Great learning experience for this young team. Again, you don't have long, Justin, with district football to get ready for those matches. You got 2 more games, and that's it.
Now, Friendswood's going to come away with this win, but they definitely have a lot to work on, for sure. And it's going to look nice on the scoreboard. You're going to win by 2 scores, but there was still some sloppy play and 3 turnovers. Gurdon's got to look better.
Sure.
He's already your captain as a sophomore. They have put a lot of faith in him, and we've seen him play some excellent football.
Oh, yeah.
And tonight was not a good night for him.
No, it was shaky sometimes, but you know what? Again, you know what he can do. The coaches know what he can do.
And
his teammates know what he can do.
Positives are he turned the ball over 3 times tonight. They still put up 33 points.
33 points, absolutely.
Not a shabby night.
No, not at all.
I don't know the rules about onside and safety kicks.
Well, I think we're fixing to find out because that is a flat ball. Nope, little poocher in the middle. Fair catch at the 40. So Friendswood got 2 minutes to run off clock, and this thing is academic. Friendswood will get their first win of the season, 33-20, here on the road at beautiful Bronco Stadium in Dayton, Texas.
It should be 3 knees, and this should be all over. I don't believe Dayton has any timeouts left. 3 knees, that should do it.
Yeah, according to scoreboard, they have no timeouts since the 3rd quarter, but again, we're just
speculating here.
Speculating. I agree with you there. We have Gurdon coming in at quarterback still.
Roney's in the ball game. This might be victory formation.
I think you're right.
I would imagine so. No, not looking like it. They're going to bring Roney in and actually line him up in trips.
Gurdon hands the ball off to Revere. Revere had so much fun last time. He's going to try it again. He's going to stay in bounds this time. Cut back, 50, 45.
Oh, big shot.
Luke Revere down to the 38-yard line. Yeah, there's some Dayton Broncos upset. Yeah, because you just got rolled over by Luke Revere.
Luke Revere, put your head down, young man. He says there's still time. Still time on this clock, and Dayton's going to take a timeout because they have just as many as they would like, apparently.
As many. When you come to Dayton, it is a free-for-all the timeouts. But back to Luke Revere for a second.
Luke Revere, all he had to do was let the air out of the ball,
Yeah.
turns the thing up, picks up a nice little gain. He said, my max prep stats weren't looking too hot before tonight, but now they're looking pretty solid. Going to bump up about 15 yards per carry.
Wow, absolutely. No, this guy's saying, I didn't get played much early. I'm going to take advantage of my time now. And I love the way he runs. He'll get you that extra yard.
Absolutely. Hey, and also smart play. He was getting forced
Yes.
out right there by the Broncos, going towards the sideline, made a smart play, cut that thing up. Not only picked up the first, but stayed in bounds.
And then made a nice little shot on the defender. He is still in the game. I'm telling you right now, Judden, it's going to be hard to tell that kid to take a knee.
Oh, he's going for the end zone every time the ball's in his hands.
Yes, he is. Revere, single back, handoff up the middle. Revere still churning. Up the middle's tough. No room to run.
Still standing.
You didn't bring him down. They just blew the whistle.
Wasn't going anywhere. Forward progress stopped. Revere still on his feet. Stayed in bounds. Clock is ticking.
1:35
That should bring it right around the 1:05 mark before this ball snapped on second down. And honestly, I'm not sure why they can't just kneel this thing out. There's no reason to run any more plays.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. They're down there calculating right now the time to see.
Got Coach Harris down there with a calculator trying to figure all this math out.
Just needs to go to Coach Thomas. He's an economics teacher. He's all about the numbers.
Absolutely.
6 seconds on the play clock. What?
And a flag, false start.
False start.
Goodness.
Well,
the story of the game for Friendswood tonight.
How appropriate is that after all the yellow we've seen on the field tonight for Friendswood to finish it like this? When all you got to do is snap the ball and get one more penalty. Well, again, hey, the coaches already knew. That's no surprise. We got to clean it up. And they started the clock. Play clock down to 15. Game clock 55. Ball to snap. Gurdon Revere with the handoff up the middle. That pile just moves. He's going to be brought down right back to the original line of scrimmage.
And that is going to take it on.
1 second.
Just a second. Close. Going to have to snap the ball one more time. But unless Dayton pulls that magic 13 play out, 13-point play, then this is going to do it. It's going to wrap it up.
And they will not. So we're just going to just take a knee and go. Third down and long. Again, 1 second off the play clock.
You just snap it and spike it. Snap it and knee.
They're just going to take the penalty right here, I think. And regardless, Justin, whatever they're going to do, it is a final score here tonight from Dayton. 33 for Friendswood, 20 for Dayton. Your Friendswood Mustangs 1-0 on the season. We'll be right back here on the Frank's Collision Center postgame show to wrap this thing up from Broncos Stadium here in Dayton. Again, final score, Friendswood 33, Dayton 20.
This segment is brought to you by Dr. Joe Danke at Select Spine and Sports Medicine. Dr. Danke is the only certified sports chiropractor in Friendswood, and his goals are always to get you out of pain and back to action as fast as possible. Select Spine and Sports Medicine provides the best treatment options for neck and back pain as well as sports-related injuries. To find out more, visit chiropractorfriendswood.com.
And welcome back to Bronco Stadium here from Dayton, Texas, where your Friendswood Mustangs just got their first win of the season, 33-20 over the hometown Dayton Broncos. Friendswood, a tale of two halves, if you will. First quarter got off to a great start, and then it was just too many penalties. Back and forth battle with the penalties. Second half started a little slow, and then all of a sudden Friendswood picks it up. Justin, kind of trying to wrap your head around what you just saw. To me, it was almost like two different teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Game was really all over the place tonight, and Dayton came out in the second half, and they were controlling it. Before the fourth got started, all momentum resided with the Broncos. They were up 20-18, and as soon as Friendswood got that ball back and started that last drive, it was just about all over from there. It was all Mustangs, 15 unanswered points after that drive. And that brings me to my play of the game, the Dane Roney fourth down conversion that kick-started that whole drive. 80 yards, capped off with a score, and then Friendswood took the momentum, went on, and won the game. Bold call, going for it. You're inside your own 30-yard line. They know what you have in Roney, picked up 5 yards, made it look easy. A bold play call, great execution.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There was a couple other plays in the game that you can also some key plays. You can take Langston's punt was big earlier.
Huge.
You can take a lot of the things, Hermes sacks, but bottom line is the point of the game when Roney made that play.
That was when momentum shifted in my eyes.
And you're right. Friendswood never look back. So the hometown banker Friendswood play of the game was the Dane Roney fourth down plunge. The hometown banker Friendswood player of the game, I think we both agree. And there's a lot of guys that played well tonight. There's a lot of guys that got to step their game up too. But it's game one. But we both agree that Colton Halada just did what he had to do tonight offensively, ran the ball, going to have over 100 yards. Also had a nice punt return, which gave Friendswood a spark when they needed it. We're trying to work to get his totals, but the bottom line is it was a workmanlike effort, which is what you want out of your running back.
And it started at the beginning of the game with Halada.